It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Birdland. It is Pride Night here at Camden Yards as the Seattle Mariners and the Orioles meet up in the third of four to be played. The M's have taken the first two games of this series. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome to the Orioles. The offense still trying to find it. It is the ongoing problem, despite how the Orioles play or how they pitched, cannot put the runs up on the board that come away with the W's. That continues to be the problem, and it was last night. Last night, the Orioles had opportunities, but on the base paths, there were some big outs recorded by Seattle. Let's take a look at three of those that helped determine the outcome of the game. For Beckham, looked like an RBI on a double. However, this 9-4-2 relay to the plate with Jonathan Schoop trying to score, he was ruled safe. And then, on review, called out. That was a big play. Fourth inning, Danny Valencia. It'll go as a caught stealing, even if it looks more like a pickoff. Paxton to Healy to Segura. That eliminated a runner on the bases. And then this play, a double play, bases loaded, nobody out. Manny hits into the double play, and that took the Orioles out of what looked like it was going to be a big inning. So on the base paths, Seattle got some big outs, Mike.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it has been tough for this Oriole team scoring some runs. They're limited hits right now. Hitters are starting to get hot and cold. But you really have to start looking at the detail of the ball game. Jonathan Schoop getting thrown out at home, it wasn't really the big play. It was what happened at first base, the start of the play. The reason why Jonathan Schoop got thrown out at home. Take a look at Jonathan's secondary lead. It's just too slow. There's 2 outs on the board. 2 outs, so he's got to get a great secondary lead, and in his mind should actually be thinking about beating a throw to second base, maybe a ground ball in the infield that a second baseman or shortstop dives for, and they got to make a play at second base. His mindset should be getting a good jump and beating that throw. If he gets a better secondary lead, there's not even going to be a play at the plate. It's not even going to be close. Yeah. We're not having to look at that replay. Danny Valencia, we just can't run into outs. It just can't happen. I mean, these are parts of the ball game. Got Jonathan Schoop up. I mean, he just hit a home run the first game of the series. His bat slowly but surely. You hope it's coming around, but you just can't take those chances, So running into outs, not good. Just paying attention to the detail on the base pass, trying to take that extra inch. It's a game of inches, but you got to be aggressive. You got to look for those inches, and you got to take them, especially when you're a down team.
And one of the things that happens, and I think we're seeing, Mike, is that everybody wants to push the envelope themselves for positive reasons and try and be a little over aggressive, and in the end that ends up biting you on the backside.
Okay, you can understand that. At times maybe running into outs on the bases, trying to push the envelope a little bit, but controlling your secondary leads, those things, that's part of the ball game, especially with 2 outs on the board. I was talking to Bobby Dickerson earlier, the third base coach, and he's made bets with these players. With 2 outs on the board, you got to get a better secondary lead and better jumps. It's a station-to-station team. If they're going to be able to score runs, they have to be better on the bases, and that's a huge detail of their game.
Great move made by the manager after the game last night. I think one of the all-time great things I've ever heard. Manny Machado did not run a ball out the way he should have. He knew it. Buck knew it. So today, Buck called Manny into the office and he said, "Sit in my chair." That is one of the great responses I have ever heard a manager say to a player, because then Manny's got to think about, all right, I'm the manager, what do I do?
Yeah, absolutely. And Manny, the best player on this team, should be that leader, and he better take it to heart. The fans really do care, and they want their best player to play the best.
All right, we're ready to go. This is Game 3. Seattle's won the first 2, but there are still 2 more to be played, and lots of cards, especially that one. I want that card. by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide, that's transparency. And by the University of Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something greater. Well, here at the ballpark, clouds around all day, very light showers. Take a look at our game time temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. 80 degrees, humidity up there 75%. Cloudy the forecast for the remainder of the night, but hopefully showers will stay away for the ball game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Seattle. Nelson Cruz is still out. Did not play with a bad back yesterday and still out of this one. Gordon, Segura, and Haniger, Seager, Span, and Healy, Gamble, Zunino, and Heredia. Kyle Seager this season on the road, one of the best at getting guys home.
And let's take a look at Alex Cobb's pitch arsenal this season. The four-seam fastball, knuckle curve, and splitter. That knuckle curve, though, really emerging as the plus secondary pitch. Really starting to harness his command with all three, but the knuckle curve by far his best secondary offering right now, and things are starting to show up. Everything really turning around the season for Alex Cobb and the Orioles. Last two starts, 7 strong innings. Last start especially good. 4 hits and just the 1 run on the board. So Cobb feeling good. All his numbers across the board starting to slowly but surely come down. And I think Cobb's confidence really the highest it's been all season long.
So tonight he'll go against a ball club that makes it happen late in ball games. So for the Orioles, if Cobb can hold him down, Orioles get some runs on the board, force the issue against the Seattle team that's 49-31 on the year. The Orioles have dropped to 23-55. Seattle now is 3.5 behind in their division race against Houston. For Scott's service, ball club having a very good season, but they're chasing down one of the game's best teams. Here's D. Gordon in the leadoff spot. Gordon's picked up 3 hits, 9 at bats. See the 2 RBIs and the 2 runs scored here in the first 2 games of the series. Cobb's delivery to him is going to miss away, and we're underway. Gordon is 0 for 2 against Cobb. Had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night, and he has reached in 11 straight games. He's gotten it done in the leadoff spot. Beckham is in at third base. He'll pop that one up towards the seats, and that will be out of play.
Well, Gordon's made an impact here at the top of this lineup just with his speed alone. And boy, oh boy, can speed make a difference. Last night's ball game, his final at bat, slapped the ball down that left field line, hustled into second base, stole a base in this series, leading the American League. So he puts a lot of pressure on an opposing team's defense.
Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike from Cobb. Beckham stays in at third base and fires that one down the line. That's going to be a foul ball. Recognizing Gordon's speed, it shows up in the numbers. He's 3rd in singles. He is 1st in infield hits. He's got an amazing 25 infield hits to lead the American League, and 20 stolen bases. That also leads the American League. 1-2 pitch on the way, and fisted him back.
Oh, good fastball right there from Cobb. And you know, you talk all the time about fastball command, and really, in my opinion, the most important pitch for any pitcher at the major league level. You really have to locate the heater. Well, Cobb's fastball command has gotten much better. See that 4th fastball in the Nissan pitch cast, just painted on that inside corner. Missed with the pitch prior, but you like the adjustment he made right there. Just 1 pitch later, getting it right in there on the hands.
And another one fouled away. So Gordon spoiling some pitches and doing that all-important first at bat, make the pitcher work thing that does matter. Matters in the inning as it goes along for the other hitters, and it's one of those things that adds up in the course of the game. Edgar Martinez, of course, their hitting coach, outstanding contact hitter and tough out. 1-2 pitch on the way. He'll go after that one. A chopper. Everybody's got to hurry, but it'll go foul. That's how he gets infield hits right
Boy,
there.
that's right. Man, oh man, just battling with 2, just kind of slapping it around and put it in play. I'll tell you, when you see this kind of speed coming up through the minor leagues, that is the first thing they tell these young players. Just learn how to put the ball in play and use that speed to your advantage. Right there, boy, borderline play. If that would have stayed fair, he probably would have beat that out.
Yep. He's had 5 foul balls here in this at bat, and a 1 ball 2 strike count. So Segura and Haniger, other 2 to be up in the inning, getting a long look at Alex Cobb. 30-year-old right-hander, 2-4 lifetime against Seattle. Gordon will chop it to second base. This time scopes up, and the battle is won by Cobb. He gets the out.
Nicely done right there. Good pitch down around the knees. Take a look at the O's defense behind Cobb. Mancini, Jones, and Valencia again. Open the outfield here at Camden. Machado and Scope turn two up the middle with Beckham and Davis on the corners, and Caleb Joseph back behind the dish.
And that will bring Segura to the plate, another one of their speedsters, their shortstop, who has had an outstanding series defensively against the Orioles and is turning into a real Oriole nemesis. 309 career hitter now against the Orioles. He'll take the first pitch away for a ball. 3 for 4 last night with a run and a caught stealing. Another guy who likes to take off on the base pass. Gone 3 for 7 in the first 2. Foul tipped into the mitt.
Boy, does he just stay short. Doesn't seem like he ever really comes out of his swing. He starts with a choked up approach, keeps that bat kind of right in front of his body, and then subtly brings it back, and he's looked like he's just taking one of those half golf swings, you know, just to make some solid contact, but he's strong and the ball jumps off the bat.
28-year-old out of San Juan. And last year he had an outstanding season. He hit 300, 80 runs, 30 doubles, 2 triples, 11 home runs, 45 RBIs. Big year. Foul back. He played with Seattle in 125 games. Also played a AA, AAA in the course of the year, but he earned the right to be up with the big club. He's been with Milwaukee before, played with the Angels for a while. Veteran player, even though he's just 28 years old. So Service has got a guy who's been around but is still young. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Segura with Haniger waiting on deck.
Yeah, sometimes there were knocks, I think, on Segura as a younger player. Maybe just had too much thinking about himself as an individual, but you get on the right teams and boy, can they gel properly.
Got to hurry a throw, the big arm. Jonathan Scope gets it there in plenty of time, so 2 ground ball outs to second.
A nice little play right there by Jonathan Scope. Take a look at Alex Cobb, hurling headway. Yeah, making slow but steady improvements. Made some mistakes early on. The command wasn't there. April was his spring training, and see that 484 batting average. All the numbers really elevated. The command only 1.3 strikeouts to walk ratio, but the steady improvement. The command slowly but surely came back. His last couple starts, and here in June, he has been on his game. Everything down. The 258 batting average, the strikeout rate up. And so Alex Cobb. And so many times you start feeling better, you find your release point with all these starting pitchers, and then off you go. You just become a consistent big league guy, and that's what everybody's been hoping for Cobb here in an O's uniform.
Mitch Haniger, the designated hitter. Couple outside on him. 3 for 7 RBI picked up in the series. He is facing Cobb for the first time. Alex is making his 8th start against Seattle, 2-4, a 6.8 ERA against the Mariners. 2-0 delivery, hit hard into the shift. Scope. Ball died in the grass. Just got stuck in it as he pulled the glove up. The ball didn't come with it, and that should be an infield hit, I believe, for Haniger.
Yeah, I think so, but Jonathan Scope get tested here. Really nice backhand play to get the second out, and here tough one over on the shortstop side. Came off the bat hot, 105 miles an hour, and Scope gets to it nicely, but just does not stick in the webbing at the end of the glove. Just that little extra movement shakes it out. See where Jonathan tries to make that step and get back. His foot gives way a little bit. There's that infield single.
Busy first inning for Jonathan Scope. So Haniger's on with a single, and here is Seager, the ever dangerous. He is 2 for 12 lifetime off Cobb. Seager's had a home run, 3 RBIs in this series, and he will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Numbers for Seager on the year up there among the leaders in a number of categories for this ball club, especially on the road. Seager's got the 3rd most home runs in road games, 11, and 36 road RBIs, 2nd most in the American League. That's one of the reasons this ball club has played so consistently. They have 25 wins at home and 24 on the road. And that's very consistent baseball. And like Seager, there are a couple other guys in the lineup whose numbers are actually bigger on the road than they are at home.
Pretty good. Tough to do that. I mean, it is hard to win on the road, period.
Seager with a 1-ball 1-strike count. Runner on first. Shift on. Seager will chop it into that shift. Jonathan Scope will move in, and it's all Scope all the time. So 4-3, 4-3, 4-3 for the outs here in the first inning, and the Orioles lineup's coming up. We'll talk about that as we go along. Take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Mancini, Jones, and Machado. Valencia, Trumbo, and Scope. Davis, Beckham, and Joseph. Danny Valencia, the last 7, one of the hottest bats in the Oriole lineup.
And let's take a quick look at Wade LeBlanc. The changeup, really his bread and butter pitch. Although the cutter coming along and become quite a secondary pitch for him. He is a finesse pitcher. He works on exposing over aggressive hitters. The Orioles have to be patient tonight. He's enjoying a very strong year. 3.26 earned run average and 3 wins. Got the 54 punch outs, just the 15 walks.
And that's going to be a base hit. Trey Mancini takes one the other way. So Trey came up with a 1-for-1 off LeBlanc, a home run. He's now 2-for-2. And the Orioles get the leadoff man on base, and that was hit hard.
Yeah, nice idea right there. You better target the opposite field, because if you're thinking about pulling the ball, he will expose you all night long. Beautiful piece of hit, short and direct to the baseball, slapping that line drive right over Healy's head. And nice swing by Boom Boom.
So that'll bring Adam Jones up to the plate with a runner on at first base. Adam has taken a 1-for-8 in the first 2 games. Hitting at .289, almost the same as his number against LeBlanc, which is 1-for-7 lifetime against the left-hander. And he'll chase a pitch that is out. And the count will go to 0-1. Buck could not stop talking about LeBlanc because he said, when do you see a major league pitcher who throws a fastball 30% of the time? It's unheard of. But that's LeBlanc. That's what Mike's talking about. He's all finesse. And he got him out in front of that one. That's going to be a tough play. Span coming from the outfield. Shortstop back. Segura makes a great catch. What a series he has had against the Orioles at short.
My goodness.
Wow.
Boy, oh boy, they are not hurting themselves defensively, that's for sure. This whole infield's made some gems, but how about this one from Segura? Both Seager and Segura want it badly. Segura's head was on a swivel as well, checking the outfield, checking Seager, and makes the beautiful over the shoulder the play in the rain as well. And then how about the wherewithal to, as soon as he understood he made that out, he turned around and chucked it back in the infield, keeping Boom Boom right there at first base. Nice play.
He has been so good in this series. Every play that needs to be made, he's made it. That's a big one. So here's Manny Machado, a couple hits, 7 at bats in the series. Trey Mancini remains at first. Light rain falling. Grounds crew is ready to go if need be. Crew chief is behind the plate. Gary Cederstrom. Storms coming through the area. Dark cloud from the left field side over the ballpark. 1-0 delivery on the way. Manny takes it to center. Heredia. 2 down.
And take a look at the Mariners defense tonight behind LeBlanc, Span, Heredia, and Gamble in the outfield. Segura and Gordon turning 2 up the middle. Seager and Healy on the corners, and Zunino back behind the dish.
Segura ranked up there among the shortstops, best defensively fielding percentage. Boy, we've seen why in this series. Now it's really raining. Expected showers, heavy rain for a few minutes is the hope, and then it will blow over. We will see as the fans move for cover. Here is Danny Valencia.
Danny Valencia, he has been smoking hot in the 4th spot. How about 349, couple home runs, 6 stakes. Valencia starting to square up the baseball, hit some bullets in this series. And deep last night to get the O's on the board off Paxton.
Valencia's gone 2 for 4, homer RBI off the home run. Played with Seattle, of course, last year. A lot of games, many of them in right field, which was where Danny is going to be ensconced for this game. And a 1-ball 1-strike count from LeBlanc, the left-hander. Working with the raindrops falling in over his head. 4 multi-hit games for Danny, 4 of the last 9. 1-1 delivery, floats one outside for a ball.
Change up right there on the outside corner. I know Buck talking about this lefty throwing. He had to have thoughts of Jamie Moyer. Right? Jamie Moyer had 5 different fastballs, and they range from 75 miles an hour to about 88 miles an hour, much like Wade LeBlanc. So his changeup and his two-seam fastball kind of blend together, and it's just a matter of getting the firm one or guessing the right speed.
That one in the air to left field. Does it have the legs? It is back, and goodbye, home run! A homer in the rain. Danny Valencia continues to swing a red-hot bat, and that will bring 2 in. And the Orioles get on the board and a 2-0 lead.
Man, oh man, has he squared up some baseballs here lately. That swing he had last night's ball game, I thought the best swing of the year for Valencia. He puts on another ace swing here. He had to wait a little bit on the LeBlanc changeup. 99, 100 miles an hour off the bat, but 381. It was a towering shot as well.
And again, Danny doing this against the players and the team were his teammates last year. So he's got 2 home runs in this series, and the Orioles go on top. RBIs 21 and 22 for Danny Valencia, and there's Trey Mancini in front of him, who came in ahead. And the pitch for a strike.
Now let's take a look. He's been working on that outer third, trying to get hitters to work across the plate, reach out there. He tries to cut this one in on the hands. Danger, danger. Valencia dropping the head on it. 36 degrees. Last night his home run was 17 degrees. One ball serious altitude, the other one a line drive. This one the bringer of rain for sure. Catches it out in front. That was a big ball.
That's the first time Danny's had back-to-back home runs this year. Had it last year, but none this season until tonight. And the pitch taken down and in by Trumbo. Mark's got the big hit streak going. You talk about the hot bats in the lineup. 2 for 7 that he has picked up in this series. And Trumbo messing around with maybe a career high in hit streaks if he can keep it going here. Tough to do against this guy.
Yeah, he's got a nice little 10-game hit streak going right now. 353. How about the slugging percentage at 853? He's got 5 bombs and 11 stakes to go along with it. How about the fact that his first 35 games he had 11 RBI, and here in this 10-game hit streak he's picking up some stakes, 11 of them. Pretty impressive streak he's on.
Popped up first base side. Foul territory, and that will be caught. Healy over to get it, but the Orioles are on the board. They get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. A home run. Danny Valencia picks up number 8 on the season. Cobb's got a 2-0 lead to work with. Blog recap brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Rod Kabako right there talking with Dan Duquette, Orioles GM, Executive Vice President. Also a look what Hunter Harvey's doing, examination regarding a medical problem for him and the trade market. And Steve Molesky spent some time in Bowie last night. He's back with some notes on Hayes, Aiken, Mountcastle. We got some time in at third base last night. And more on what's going on with the Orioles minor league players from Steve. All available for you on the blog. Nicole may have been right on the money. Showers quick and go by. Let's hope that was it.
Yeah.
As the big cloud goes over, Danny Valencia didn't mind the rain a tad.
No.
As he delivered the home run. For Valencia, that is the 7th home run he's had against former franchise, the Seattle Mariners. The Orioles up 2-0. So Cobb will work to Span, Healy, and Gamble. Denard Span, yet another speedster. Couple of hits, 9 at bats. He too has had a home run. He has scored a couple of runs in this series, and he'll bring Beckham in at third base. Span goes after the first pitch, center field, Adam Jones. Wind blowing out a little bit on the warning track, called in. A pitch and an out on Denard Span. Well, the Orioles are going to take on these Mariners tomorrow for some afternoon baseball. 3:05. Special ticket package available for purchase for fans 60 and over, including a lower level or club level ticket in the shade and the Orioles travel umbrella. Packages limited. Umbrellas available only through the offer. Go to Orioles.com/seniors and get your ticket package today. Folks in the area beyond center field watching the ball game and staying out of the rain, which has stopped for the moment. Breaking ball for a strike.
Let's take a look at Span. They drove the ball to deep center field and kind of shaking his head a little bit. He didn't like the location, but I know he didn't like how that ball carried out there, taking Adam Jones backpedaling to the warning track. So better keep it down in the zone, Alex Cobb.
That ball hit in the air to center field again. Adam Jones with his back to home plate. That's way back. And goodbye home run to the bottom of the batting eye. And the home run by Ryan Healy, his first hit of this series, as he is now 1 for 9, and he makes it a 2-1 ball game.
Boy, oh boy. Now Cobb a little upset maybe with his fastball command. He's going to be really upset with fastball command on this one. Elevated heater, and my oh my, Healy catches it out in front. Big ball straight away center field, and all you saw was Adam Jones' number as that one went out to center. And another tough reaction.
14 home runs surrendered by Cobb this year. 8 of them have been hit by right-handers. And here is Gamble. He will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So the long ball brings them back, and both teams have one here in the game. Cobb has, as we said, given up 14 home runs on the season. He allowed 22 last year, so it's sort of the same pace he was on last season in surrendering the long ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Gamble. Gamble 2 for 3 lifetime off Cobb. He will put that into right field. They do have some great at bats. I mean, there's another example of taking it where it is. That's a tough swing and a tough ball to get to.
Man, that was a nasty pitch. I mean, he just golfed that one. Take a look at Cobb's delivery. Very smooth and repeatable. But he said, you know, through the month of April and into May that he just wasn't happy with his delivery. He couldn't repeat it and feel consistent with it. But it has gotten better. That is a real good pitch, but I guess it's a better job of hitting, picking it right off the dirt and smacking it by Davis.
3 hits on the board for Seattle. And here's Zunino. Zunino also looking for his first hit. 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. He did not play in the first game. He's having a tough road trip. He's gone just 1 for 20 on what has been an 8-game road trip so far for Seattle. 161 batting average in June. 0-1 delivery. Zunino lifts the arm. Strike on the inside corner. Gary Cederstrom, home plate umpire, is the crew chief for this one. Generally, the hitters will get a little break in the strike zone if there is one, but pretty much as defined by the book. 0-2. Gamble at first base does have speed. Not running. That one is just going to miss. Cobb looking for a call, but won't get it.
Well, you know he wants that one. That's a good pitcher's pitch. Down and away, cutting across the knees. Looks like it's all in the box there in the Mercedes pitch cast. My goodness, 3 quality pitches.
Zunino in the midst of an 0 for 11 overall. 1-2. Gamble might have been going. He leaned towards second base as Cobb got ready to throw over. Base stealers 3 for 6 against Cobb.
Cobb some quick feet. Oh yeah, he took that full step out there. Almost had him.
Good throw over. Davis will hold him on the bag. Keeps the same lead. There he goes. 1-2 delivery. Popped up. Chris Davis. Caleb Joseph. Take a look. That's going to stay foul right on the top of the Orioles dugout. Caleb down on the steps, but okay. Buck there to make sure he didn't go tumbling. One thing the Orioles don't need, more injuries.
You get that right. A couple years ago, Caleb slipped on the on-deck circle, Matt. You remember that when he slipped on the bat? Buck had him removed. I think they took him out of all the major league parks. It's the risk of injury in there. Caleb tippy-toeing into the dugout.
I want to get over there with cleats on. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Gamble, see if he takes off again. He does not. Ball down the line and foul. Talking about the injuries for the Orioles. Every day there's a transaction sheet put up with the Orioles. Here's today's. Steve Wilkerson is back up. Played only 1 game. First time up in Atlanta. He was recalled from Norfolk today. And Jimmy Yacobonis may start tomorrow's game. The Orioles have not named a starter yet. That depends on whether they need him tonight or not. Darren O'Day's gone on with the hamstring problems, and Gentry with the rib problem. So both on the DL today. 1 ball, 2 strike counts. Zunino hanging tough on Cobb. Davis reaching out over the runner. Injuries.
Oh, Gentry, taking the one in the rib, a cracked rib or dislocated rib fracture. There it is. Yeah, left rib fracture. That one doesn't feel too good. And last night, a little bunt by Segura, and O'Day tries to bounce off and get it, but left hamstring. Did not like that move.
Ooh, in the helmet. Hit in the helmet. Could hear it, and the helmet went flying.
Boy, hopefully it just took the helmet off, taking the rim. Man, oh man.
Cobb walking way in to take a look as the Seattle trainers are out, along with Scott Service. Zunino, their catcher. Second hit batter by Cobb this year. That's the second one we've seen recently off the helmet. Had one in Atlanta.
Going through all the protocol right now, making sure he's okay. I think initially when a hitter gets hit in the helmet, there's a little shock that kind of comes through your mind, and then you shake that out, and then of course you got to find out if you have a concussion.
Yep. If you listen here, you'll hear it. And again, learning how to turn, Mike. If he doesn't turn backwards,
right? Oh yeah, no good. Exactly. I mean, and it should be mandatory, I think, for everybody to really learn the proper way to get, out of the way of the baseball. And that's how you do it. You turn your back and you try to drop your head. Heaters are coming in there so quick now. If you don't make the right move, you're going to be in trouble. Unfortunately, he did. Turned away just in time.
Here is Heredia, first and second now. Pitch for a strike. And that added protection we're going to see. Well, right there, he's got it on too. What we've talked about, the wraps around the jaw. That may have come into play right there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
That ball was just about at ear level.
So we were talking last night. Sometimes, if you take the fear factor out of hitting, you are going to be a confident hitter. You're just going to stick your nose right in there, and you're not going to flinch on anything. So when a pitcher tries to bust you back, you're just going to stay in there that split second longer, because you're protected. And I think that's what happened. Maybe he was expecting, okay, I'm going to wait on this, and if it breaks, I'll be ready for the breaking ball. Yep. Well, it didn't break, and right at that last second, he turned away just in time. So it keeps you in there just a hair longer.
And looks like he is okay. Guillermo Heredia batting in the 9 spot, playing in center. Couple of hits, 6 at bats in the series. 2 on, 1 down. Heredia chopper, that's going to go to short. Going to have to hustle. Scope, quick throw. Not in time. Runner stays at third. Ball not hit hard enough to get 2. They do get Zunino on the force out at second base. Heredia on the fielder's choice.
Well, a nice try. Really not a lot of pace on this ball, but look at how far Manny comes in. Makes the play on the run. Jonathan Scope, my oh my, so athletic around the base. Beautiful play, even off balance, gets it over there. Bang, bang play with some pretty good speed. Manny and Jonathan Scope have really started to get that timing down. Last month and a half or so, they've been on their game defensively.
So now runners at first and third. There are 2 away. Seattle here in this series, they have now gone 3 for 15 with runners in scoring position. They had a 1 for 8 ball game last night and a 2 for 6 in game 1. They get their second shot tonight, a run in and a homer by Healy, and runners on at first and third for D. Gordon, the leadoff batter, who grounded out his first time up. In at third, Beckham again, and a timeout asked for at the plate. For Gordon in the leadoff spot, 236 with runners in scoring position this year. When there are 2 outs, a whole lot better. And Gordon will take it inside for a ball. Cobb comes into this game with all these starts that he's had against this ball club, 11 of them. It's the highest ERA against any team he has faced, 6.81 in 7 starts that he's had against them. 1-0 count. That's going to cut inside 2, and it goes to 2-0.
Yeah, pretty interesting matchup here. Cobb, who's been really starting to get on a nice roll, really finding his groove, pitching into the month of June. We showed his numbers, but of course not the best success against the Mariners. Well, how about LeBlanc? He's having a strong year, but his last start, he gave up 6 runs in 4 2/3. So, you know, both pitchers, you just don't know right now what you're going to get.
And he didn't lose.
Right? Yeah.
Now, we're going to get to this because this one is, you got to think about this, so I'll just throw it out. LeBlanc has not lost in 18 starts with Seattle. Now, that's one of the all-time longest marks in baseball history. We'll look at that later because it's a little more complicated. 2-1 delivery up high. It's over 2 years because he didn't pitch for them last year.
Yeah.
So you got to go back to the year before when he pitched with Seattle. And these are players with no losses in their first 18 starts since 1920. Only those guys have gone 18 games. Whitey Ford actually went 23 before he lost a game with the Yankees. Scoop by Davis, and that will do it. So Gordon is retired, but a run in on a couple of hits. Healy got the home run to make it a 2-1 game. From Silver Spring, 500 for being selected, 500 more. Every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch House, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. And John, you've already had good luck. Home run, Danny Valencia, worth 500 for you. That came in the first inning. Now, what we wanted to look at again, when you look at this, Kirk Reuter would lose his next game, so his streak ended at 18 without a loss. For both Whitey Ford and Brooks Lawrence, they both went 23 games before they lost one. Left field, not deep. Scope's going to be retired, as coming in to get it is Span. So you got Loblaw trying to continue the streak of not having lost a game in his first 18 starts. This is the 19th with Seattle, and he hadn't have any of it last year. He had the other wins the year before and then the wins this year.
Right. Yeah, pretty bizarre. His record this year, by the way, is 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of no decisions in there. And you mentioned that 4 2/3 in his last outing against the Red Sox.
How do you not lose that game? That one knocked down by Healy. Pitcher covers and they get the out. This defense continues in this infield as Healy, the only one who was going to make that play.
Well, there's a lot of want here. So you take a look at Healy making the beautiful play, but look behind him. D. Gordon, he's diving into the picture as well. So guys wanting to make plays, they're more proactive here. I mean, an aggressive defense. They have been diving all over the place. Another fine play right there.
As they used to say on the show, who was that masked man? Sliding in the outfield. Yeah, covering up, helping your teammates. D. Gordon, supposed to be an outfielder, but he plays pretty darn good second base for Robinson Cano. There's a bunt. It's a beauty. That's a base hit. Beckham lays it down and gets the single. First pitch he's ever seen from LeBlanc.
There you go. My goodness. This is a perfect bunt. It makes you think, boy, why doesn't this happen more often? I mean, well executed. Seager, there's no chance just putting that one in his back pocket. And sometimes even bunt hits can get somebody going. I know Beckham had a beautiful swing last night, driving a double off the right center field wall, but man, you get a hit on the board. How about that? That's the confidence, the smile. It's just an overall relaxed feeling. Makes you feel better as an offensive player.
Caleb Joseph will stand in, the Oriole catcher, hitting ninth. 1 for 5 in the series. Caleb's has the distinctly different numbers home and road. Sitting 279 at home and 103 in the road. It's one of those go figure. 1-0 count. Beckham, short lead. Joseph to short, to Hopper, Segura. He'll go to Gordon. A 6-pitch inning for LeBlanc. And the Orioles, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. O's up by 1.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Great to have you with us here at the ballpark. The Orioles have the 2-1 lead, top of the 3rd inning. Be without Craig Gentry. He's gone out there to join the bullpen crew, but I guarantee you he'll not be pitching unless he scores about 25-1 in the 9th inning. And he can't do that because he's on the DL. A non-displaced rib fracture being hit in a pitch in Atlanta.
Got him good.
Yep. So Cobb got a couple of runs up on the board, and boy, any of those count for him. Alex, like a couple of the starters, not a lot of run support. In 11 of 13, he's received 3 or fewer runs when he has started. 11 out of 13. Orioles have 2-1 lead here.
It's been easy for this rotation. And there have been some up and down starts for sure, but I think every one of them deserves certainly a better record than what's been shown. They've all had really good starts, and of course some not so good starts. But boy, if this Oriole offense just did a little bit, I mean, the whole season obviously would be turned around.
Yep, that has been the ongoing problem to reach that magic 4-run a game mark. Ground ball down to third. That is a foul ball. Just missed as Beckham went diving for it.
I'll take a look right here. Cobb trying to get that breaking ball in there, looked like, and boom, that big hop pushes it just foul. Man, Beckham with the diving effort, just trying to make sure. Fortunately, is the foul ball.
A 2-0 count. Beckham trying to make sure. That thing looked like it was real close to the bag. Segura, Haniger, and Seager are due up. Segura standing out. Seattle Ball Club makes it tough on everybody because they have done so well in tight games. They've improved their 1-run record now to 24-11. 24-11. Scott Services Ball Club in 1-run games. I mean, that is phenomenal. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And leaning out will take that one away. How tough it's been for the Orioles. They've scored 3 or fewer in 48 of 78 games. And we continue to note the magic number doesn't change. It's 4 runs. You get 4 runs, you got a real good shot of winning. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be a base hit into left center field. Adam over to try and cut it off. Big turn made, going to go for 2. Segura turns the Jets on. He's in, and the ball gets away all the way to Caleb Joseph. But Segura's down on his belly and wouldn't have taken off anyway.
Yeah. Well, we've seen defensively the Seattle team, everybody wanting the ball. Saw Gordon diving behind Healy at first base, and everybody coming out of the box wanting the extra base hit. I mean, you get a single, then you think about 2. If you make a good turn and maybe the outfielder, you think you might have a jump on him, that's what they're looking for. And Adam Jones plays this ball really well. There's no hesitation at all. It's just Segura thinking 2 out of the box, makes that tight turn, and boom, it's some aggressive baseball right there. And himself at second base with no outs.
So Segura's got the double, representing the potential tying run in the ball game. Nobody out. Haniger will take it down low for a ball. So Mitch Haniger with a base hit his first time up in the DH role. Scope will try and hold the runner, which is going to give Haniger a lot of room over there on the right side between first and second base. 1-0 pitch to him. That's down to third. That is a fair ball. It'll go into foul territory, and it'll be an infield hit. So Haniger's 2 for 2 as Beckham able to get a glove on it, but it bounced up in the air and no play after that.
Yeah, tough chance. Boy, this second hop here really kind of tied him up a little bit in between. He's trying to get deep on it to get that bigger hop, but it kicks up on him. Yeah, take a look right here. Here's a good look. It's that second hop that he's trying to get deep on, trying to get behind the baseball. And fortunately, though, he's able to knock it down. This is a tough play just to get the glove on it, keep it on the infield, and keep that run from scoring. Double play, obviously, still in order.
Okay, nobody out, first and third. Seager at the plate, grounded out his first time up. Segura the lead runner, Haniger on at first. Orioles will put the shift on, leave Beckham close in at third base. Cobb a long set, and after heat upstairs at 92. Alex has given up a lot of hits. The 5 in this game. It's 101 hits, the 6th most by an American League pitcher. And Seattle trying to pump that number up here as they've got a double and a single to start the third. 0-1 delivery on the way, then took something off it, and 0-2.
Well, that is the what used to be the bread and butter pitch right there for Alex Cobb. The nasty splitty. Gets the good action, pushing down and away. And that's the kind of movement you like to see. It's just limited consistency with the split finger this season. That was a good one for sure. Look where it ended up, right on that outside corner, down and away.
36 road RBIs for Seager, second most in the league. That'll be topped foul in the batter's box where it hit him and then rolled out. So it goes to 0-2. Seattle team is really amazing to watch. I mean, we've seen them here in these games, and we've seen them all season long. This is the way they play. They just keep coming. These singles and infield hits and bunts, and they play a different style of baseball than we're used to seeing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's definitely more speed on this team, and that puts so much pressure. And you couple that with the fact that they have these relentless ABs, man, you know, and they're not trying to hit the ball 450 feet. They're just trying to square it up, move it around, really take what's given. I mean, they're spraying it all over the place.
Edgar Martinez, who works with these guys. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Nobody out, first and third, so a big chance for him. They've not been able to get a big hit in the second inning. Had a chance to score more, and a great pitch to get him tailed away, and that's the first strikeout for Cobb.
Yeah, Beauty threw a couple good split fingers here in this at bat. Take a look at the Nissan pitch cast. How about the location? Hard up and in, soft down and away. The split finger fading away, perfectly executed. Boy, the location can't get any better than that.
So now we will face Denard Span. Very tough to double up Span. Flied out to center first time up. Span now 3 for 7, lifetime off Cobb. Infield will move back to double play depth. Runners off first and third. Caleb would just, after the strikeout, looked over into the dugout now to get a read on what they want to do with Haniger should he take off. For some reason, I mean, he's not a base stealer, but if for some reason they put him in motion, you're going to throw through, you're going to throw cutoff.
Well, I don't think they'd do anything here with 1 out. They might try to push the envelope a little bit with 2. I think there's an opportunity right now with the left-handed bat. But typically, if you have a slower runner at first and a little more speed at third base, they're just trying to steal the run. So they'll pull that guy, the slow guy, up a little short in hopes that the defense will throw through, and they'll try to back-end steal.
So Cobb throws over a couple of times. As we said, Haniger is not a base stealer. The guy at third is. Segura has outstanding speed. Still no count on Denard Span. He'll go after it, drive it towards center. Jones not going to have a play on it. Base hit, run will score. Segura waited to see if it was going to fall in, and this ball game is tied up at 2-2. Span comes through with the RBI.
Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Just soft serving one up to center field, staying on it. Adam Jones playing a little deep out there and safely playing it in front of him. Segura just waiting for the read and able to walk home.
37 RBIs for Denard Span, and 26 of those have come since his move from Tampa Bay to Seattle. Boy, what a plus he has been for this team. So runners on at first and second base, still only 1 away. Healy, the home run in the second inning, is 15th of the season for Ryan Healy. First pitch to him is going to be taken inside for a ball.
Let's take a look at Healy's home run. Straight away center field. 101 miles an hour off the bat, 27 degrees. That is the major league average, but how about 416 straight away center? A big ball.
Yeah, that was all the way out to the batter's eye, right off the base of it. 0-1 count from Cobb. Working carefully, obviously, after what happened in the first time at bat. And Healy takes that one away as well. Healy had faced Cobb only once before, prior to hitting that home run in the second inning. He was 0 for 1. He got a hot bat. He's hitting 12 of the last 16 now. 300 clip. 1-1 delivery. Reaches down the line, right field. Danny Valencia going over. Runner tags at second. Valencia's got it. Throw's going to come into the cutoff man. Runner will move up. Haniger moves over to third, but Healy's retired. And there are 2 down. Well, the Orioles hosting the Angels this weekend here at the ballpark, and on Friday Enjoy Friday fireworks and the music featuring singer-songwriter Gracie Schramm. After the game, Schramm will perform a collection of songs from the field, followed by the spectacular fireworks display that's presented by Maryland Credit Unions. All fans can come to enjoy it. That's Friday. Go to Orioles.com for tickets. So first and third, a run in, RBI span. Now Ben Gamble a base hit. He'll get the opportunity. Talking about the divergent numbers for Caleb Joseph home and road. The same thing is true for Gamble. Joseph looking at the runner at first who stays. Gamble's hitting .400 at home and .190 on the road.
Wow.
He was injured at the start of the season. We were talking last night. 4 regulars were out at the beginning of the year. He was on the 10-day DL with an oblique problem. Didn't get back until the middle of April. In and out of the lineup. He's in right tonight. 1-0 and eyeing that runner at first base. Not going. Pitch will be on the inside corner, first strike.
Pitch right there.
So 1 ball, 1 strike count. Seattle has forced Oriole pitchers, starters, relievers, to have tough situations seemingly all the time because they keep getting guys on base. And they're a threat to run. Down to first, right on the bag, Davis. He'll step on it. Good job by Cobb to get out of it. So a run in on 3 hits, 2 are left on base, game tied. Ramduups, Mancini, Jones, and Machado. This page of East winds. Josh Donaldson, Toronto, disappointing season, taking his last sour turn. He has returned to the injury. DL, left calf. Miss at least the next 3 weeks. From the Blue Jays' perspective, what was thought to be one of the club's most tantalizing chips ahead of the July 31st non-waiver is now off the table. Boy, Donaldson cannot stay on the field this year.
Right? Boy, oh boy, has he had a hard time. Spring training, he had dead arm. And he had that calf problem, and it just has not gone away, much like the O'Day hamstring problem, just sticking with him.
So a 2-2 ball game and a breaking ball that just barely did. Trey Mancini, the base hit, leadoff spot. Mancini's now 2 for 2 off LeBlanc with a home run. Trey continues to anchor that #1 spot down to third, right over the bag, fair ball. Look at Seager. How about that release?
Pretty impressive play
that was
right
pretty
there.
quick.
Yeah, he had to be real careful. He thought the ball was going to hit the base, so you see some tentativeness, but as he gets himself in a very sound position, really sets up that backside, and as soon as the ball hits the glove, he's ready to go. There is no hesitation at all. Nice smooth transition. You don't have to throw the ball 100 miles an hour across the field. You get a nice quick release like that.
That was a sweet transfer right there, glove to hand. 1 down. Here's Adam Jones. Adam popped out his first time out. Spectacular play on him made by Segura that robbed him of a base hit. Over the last 15, hitting at .323. Mr. Consistency continuing. He's had 7 multi-hit games in the last 15 played, and putting up the numbers against the left-handers. 308 off the southpaws on the season. Bunting, base hit, all over it. Put it in your pocket. Second bunt hit the Orioles have had. Beckham had the other.
I like it. Take what's given, right? Oh, my goodness. And there have been some close scoring games. Orioles got to find ways to get more guys on base, create some opportunities. Beautiful bunt right here from Adam Jones. Works on this on a daily basis. And a perfect angle there. Seager back a few steps. He wanted to make the play, but another perfect bunt.
So there are 2 bunt singles, 1 for each. Jones and Beckham. And that'll bring Manny Machado up. He flied out to left field his first time up. 1 away. Game tied at 2. Orioles with 4 hits, and there's another one. Little plunk job into center field. Manny Machado. He's been watching Seattle. He likes what they do, so he's doing it.
Oh, that was perfect, really. Manny Machado, of course, all year long has just been scorching the ball. But here comes a little thumb and changeup down and away, and Manny's swing speed probably equalizing the velocity on this changeup. Really slows it down, makes sure he makes contact, and soft serving it right out to center field. Beautiful swing there.
Well, that's kind of what you have to do against LeBlanc, who throws so softly with no pace.
Well, it's so hard to discipline yourself when a pitcher throws just below the hitting speed. My goodness, you got to make some serious adjustments, and that's one of them right there. The ability to make those adjustments actually during your swing. That's impressive stuff.
Well, Danny Valencia, he'll pop it up out in front of it a little bit. Not deep Bermuda Triangle area, but it's got the hang time. Heredia puts it away, and the runners have to stay where they are, 2 down. Hey, the Birds host the Angels this weekend right here at the ballpark Saturday. First 35,000 fans 15 and over get the Birdland Hawaiian shirt. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. No end to the benefits of having that shirt on, as you can see right there. It both dignifies your presence, creates opportunities to meet new people, brings joy to those around you.
Always in style.
All in one shirt. God, I wish I had the trademark to those things. 2 down, and the breaking ball is outside. So Trumbo will try and get it done. The Orioles 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, with an 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. And Trumbo will get the chance right here with the hot bat. Popped out his first time up. 2 hits, 8 at bats in this series. With Jones and Beckham picking up the bunt hits, Orioles now have 9 bunt singles this year. Seattle's got 12. They're 3rd in the league, so the Orioles not far behind. And who would you guess to lead the major league in bunt hits? Not in your wildest dreams. Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Texas.
Wow.
It's the only hits they've had.
Right. Yeah, they're playing that big shift, and they've had some problems offensively as well, so they're, finally forcing the issue with the bunt.
They got 17 bunt hits on the year. Trumbo with a 2-0 count. Both teams getting chances with base runners. Seattle's already left 4 on, 2 in scoring position. Orioles have left 1 on and have 2 on here. Trumbo down to 3rd and foul.
Boy, 78-mile-an-hour changeup. I mean, a real good arm speed, so just so hard to discipline yourself to wait that extra split second, just a hair longer.
LeBlanc with a 2-ball 1-strike count, waiting for the base runners to get back to first and second base. Takes a look back. Lead runner Jones. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Span will come. Adam will come. Throw to the plate is off the mark. Runners will move up. Ball bounces away. Going to try and score. The tag. And he's safe. Zunino was too far back, and he couldn't block the plate. Great heads-up base running by Manny Machado. And the Orioles get 2 out of it and a 4-2 lead.
Wow, that is some 2-out lightning right there. Mark Trumbo staying red hot, but how about the base running by Machado? You got to have your head on a swivel. This ball is scorched past Segura. Adam Jones able to score easily. Here comes the throw from Span, and you see it kick up. Manny recognizing the play, does not even break stride. Boy, was he going. And a beautiful slide, little hook slide in front of the plate. Here it is, coming right at you. Adam Jones making the turn and coming into home. Take a look at Jonathan Scope in there, telling him where to slide, moving the bat, and here comes Manny. And there goes the telling him where to slide again. Beautiful job. I mean, that's an old school hook slide out in the front of the plate.
Great play. 1 RBI for Trumbo. Runner advances on the error by Span on the throw. Ball put up in the air down the right field line. Healy going over. And no play, just off the front of the stands. And an 11-game hit streak now for Mark Trumbo. Picking up the RBI, and he did it with 2 down. And the Orioles a 4-2 lead. The second run will score, and the error to Span. That's Bobby Dickerson at work. Third base coach, one of your responsibilities. How are the outfield arms? You obviously have to know that in advance. He did. He knew Span didn't have a good arm. So when he saw the chance to send him, he did.
You got that right. I mean, it's getting to the point, really, when the Orioles get the 2 outs, you have to be more aggressive. I mean, because there aren't enough hot hitters in the lineup.
Yeah.
So you got to, and that's when you push the envelope. Bobby Dickerson's been really good all season long. Well, last night's play with Jonathan Scope, that bang play, that is absolutely the right offensive play. Aggressive there with the send, but like we said, he had a better secondary lead, and he would have been uncontested.
23 RBIs for Trumbo, by the way, down to third base, fair ball bouncer. Seager will go over to first and record the out. But the Orioles pick up a couple of runs, 3 hits, a big error, 1 left on. Manny coming in. Zunino never got the glove on him. 4-2-0s. Page to finish up. Red Sox 4-0 against the Angels. They're playing tonight. They have outscored them 36-4 this year. The Angels are coming to town this weekend. And the Rays, how about another move? They moved a reliever, Jose Alvarado, to first base for a batter in the 9th inning last night in a 1-0 game, so he could return to the mound and face 2 more lefties, because they didn't have any more lefties left in the bullpen. They won it 1-0. I haven't seen that move for a long time.
Yeah.
They are doing everything they can to win and doing everything imaginable with their pitches. First ball hitting in the air. Jonathan Scope will back up on it. Zunino is retired.
Now LeBlanc, who gave up a couple runs that last inning, showing the frustration, taken out on his glove on the bench. Man.
Glove's broken in now.
Yeah.
The glove's ready to use. It's very soft and pliable. What's left of it. Orioles have the 4-2 lead. Here's Heredia, number 9 hitter. Cobb will get it in there for a strike. Heredia hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. 0-1, 1 down. Don't look now, but the Orioles have scored 4 runs. Right. Been a lot of that's not gone on. Orioles 7-41 with 3 or fewer runs. 7-41. Down to third. Beckham, long throw, and he's got Heredia. And there are 2 down. 4th inning of Orioles baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. It's not rained since that 30-second downpour we had. Folks here at the ballpark back in their seats and seeing a good ball game with the Orioles up. They score 4-2. Here's Gordon at the top of the order. He has grounded out twice. In at third, Beckham. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Orioles trying to get out of a 3-game losing streak. They are, of course, 0-2 against Seattle. Gordon a chopper. Manny running throw. Big arm. Yeah, it's in. Boy, they can fly. Took only 6 pitches to retire the side in order. Just what Cobb wanted after the Orioles had given him the lead. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Jimmy Yacobonis just called back up, but boy, has he been having some success at AAA as a starter. 13 games as a starter, 3 wins at a 3.14 earned run average. Impressive whip with a 2.05 opponent batting average. Boy, settling in nicely. Named the International League All-Star team. There's Yacobonis out in the O's bullpen right now. Looks like he might be the arm that's pitching tomorrow.
Yep. Orioles said not named a starter, waiting to see whether or not they were going to need Yacobonis in the ball game. That ball's going to be a base hit, and there is the first hit of the series for Chris Davis. He had gone 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts. Comes out of that right here with a leadoff single.
Oh, nice swing right there. Boy, smooth. Head down on the ball. Squaring it up, and that's how you beat the shift. You just smoke it past the second baseman. That is a hard hit ball there.
So the Orioles getting to Loblaw. They have 7 hits on the board. Tim Beckham one of them, as Beckham picked up a bunt single. Even with the bag at third will be Seager after that bunt base hit that came in the second inning. Breaking ball. And it'll be taken down low. So the Orioles have found a way with some patience to get to this soft tossing starter Seattle has put out there in the ball game. 1-0 count. 11 hits that last game against Boston. Already 7 hits against him here in this ball game. Let's see whether or not the Orioles can run the numbers up against the left-hander.
Well, they're swinging at strikes, and really that is the key. Hey, Rumbelow out there in the Mariners bullpen getting loose.
Orioles came in 25th in win percentage in the majors against left-handed starters, even though they have a better batting average against lefties overall than righties. Down to third, Seager, one relay, not in time. Gordon, as quickly as he could get it over there, they'll get the force out on Davis.
One of the big keys really to this Mariners success has been the bounce back rotation. I mean, since May 7th, you know, they have really pitched well. 3.38 earned run average, a very slow start to the season. But how about the American League ranks? Right up at the top in almost every category. On base and slugging percentage, they're first. So really limiting, you know, the extra base hits, keeping runners off base. And that has been a big reason why they've been able to stay right there in the hunt in the American League West.
Here's Caleb Joseph. Now Houston has already won their ball game today. So Houston at the moment 4 games ahead of Seattle. Seattle had picked up a game in the first 2 played here, but now could lose that game back if they don't come back in this one. 0-1 count. LeBlanc's delivery. We'll get it in there at 79 miles an hour. 0-2 on Caleb. 1 down with a runner on at first base, Tim Beckham.
Tough when LeBlanc's down at the bottom of the strike zone. That's where he's going to have success. He gets a little more sink on his change and 2-seam fastball. We've got to force him up in the zone.
Popped it up first base. Healy will not have a play. Souvenir to take home. And the count will stay at 2 strikes on Caleb. So don't forget, it is a day game tomorrow, a 3 o'clock start. 2:30 O's extra, 3 o'clock for the game on Masson. Mike Leake, who is 8-4, a right-hander, 4.11 ERA. And probably Yacobonis will make the start if he does not have to appear in this game. Oh and 2 with 1 out. LeBlanc. Long look over. Beckham leaning, not going. And the pitch inside corner strike. So Caleb called out.
Caleb not liking the call right there. His best fastball of the game, 86 miles an hour. And to Caleb, probably looked like 98 miles an hour after steady diet at 78, 79 mile an hour changeups. He kind of cuts this 2-seamer in there and presented well enough to get strike 3.
So he picks up the strikeout first of the game. He doesn't get many, 55 strikeouts and 15 walks. He hasn't walked anybody tonight. Trey Mancini a base hit, and he is grounded out. Mancini scored in the first. Valencia got the home run with 2 down with Mancini ahead of him. Trumbo picked up an RBI base hit in the 3rd inning, and a 2nd run scored on that same play on the error charge to Denard Span on a throw to the plate. Now Beckham is on with 2 away. 0-1 delivery on the way. Trey in the leadoff spot, and he's moved all over the place in the lineup. Came in hitting .249 when batting in the leadoff spot for the Orioles. That spot has primarily become dependent now on the matchup, as nobody has taken that role as a leadoff batter for game after game. 1-1 delivery on the way, and a little chopper back to the mound. The left-hander gloves it. So the glove still works despite the beating, and he owes an apology to that glove for what he did to it in that last half inning. I mean, really. have a feeling it's going to be seen a lot around the country. What do you think? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Do it. Love that dance. Can't get enough of that doing the floss. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Look at, oh, just so good. Segura down the line. That'll be a foul ball. Big inning here for Cobb. He's got 2, 3, 4 tough outs. Segura delivered a double, scored in the 3rd inning. Haniger had a single. Seager is 0 for 2. They are up here in the top half of the 5th inning. The Orioles on top by 2 and out hitting the Mariners 7-6. Breaking ball by Cobb down. He has not walked anybody. Has struck out 1. 66. You see the pitches thrown so far by Alex Cobb after his 3rd win. Bunting popped it up. Cobb diving. Fair ball. Nobody signaled. And foul. I thought he touched that in fair territory.
That was close.
And is he all right here? That's pretty nasty dive.
Yeah, good effort right there by Cobb. And then you see him shaking the body out. Let's take a look. That diving effort. Geesh.
He never did touch it.
Get that arm curled up underneath him. Lucky he came out of there healthy.
You know, he did that on purpose because he didn't want to touch the baseball.
Yeah, realized he wasn't going to make the play. And look at him, yeah, making sure, keeping those arms in tight.
Oh, my Lord. What else will we see in this game? Should he get the win in this game, that video will be played back for him and numerous times by his teammates.
It was a smart play, though.
It was a very smart play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tuck and roll. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Segura will take it down low. They don't chase many bad pitches. And he takes the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you hope nothing happened in that roll that has bothered Cobb. It looked like he was okay. 3-2. And he'll hack that one away. So Segura keeps the at bat alive.
Good pitch with the fastball there. Short and quick, 94 miles an hour, painted on the outside corner, really forcing Segura to protect the plate. Another quality pitch like that.
33 multi-hit games for him. That's tied for first in the major leagues for Segura. 3-2 delivery on the way, and there's that ever dangerous leadoff walk. So they got a man on to start the 5th inning. Well, fans are invited to paint the park on July 10 prior to the 7 o'clock game against the Yankees. Each ticket package includes a 2-hour pregame painting session in the bullpen picnic area led by Pino's Palette, plus a ticket to the game. Ticket packages are exclusively available at Orioles.com/paint. Some paint in the park's been going on the last 2 nights. I've seen a number of the kids who've come in with a little face paint work going. So the leadoff man on. First walk surrendered by Cobb. That'll bring Haniger, who's already had 2 singles. He is 4 for 9 in this series against the Orioles and is hitting .318 lifetime against the O's. That'll get Segura back to the bag. We're talking about him multi-hit games for Segura. The person he's tied with is Nick Markakis, whom we saw in Atlanta, the former Oriole, in multi-hit games, he and Segura. 1-0 count. Cobb's delivery to him, and that's going to miss outside, and the strike zone's kind of vanished. 2-0.
Just trying to be a little too fine. Of course, you got to make the quality pitches here. 3rd time through. For many of the Oriole pitchers, this is the toughest time through the lineup. See the pitch cast, some borderline pitches, just nibbling the edges. Trying to get Haniger to get himself out.
Second in RBIs in the league. Mitch Haniger in the air to center field. Adam Jones backing up. Jones going back, has room, and will make the catch. Just shy. of that wall. So Haniger drives it deep, but it's an out. One down, runner back to first base. Oriole fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Here is Seager. Orioles put the shift on. Segura remains at first. Seager 0 for 2.
Everybody pulled over, but Manny Machado, he's going to be the pivot man with the 1 out, turning 2 with everybody.
Tied for third go ahead RBIs this season in the American League is Seager. There's the cut on the elbow for Cobb. That roll in the dirt and grass over there. He's scratched it. Pitch will be taken down low. 2-0 count. So he's falling behind hitters here in the 5th inning, which doesn't make the task any easier. 2-0, 1 away. He's gotten by the inning where he has struggled the most this year, and that's the 4th. 17 4th inning runs. 2-0 count. Runner not going. Pitch will be away. So now 3-0 to Seager with Denard Span waiting on deck.
And you know Seager will get the green light.
Yeah. Seager has gone 2 for 9 in the series, but he scored 7 runs in the first 2 games against the Orioles. 3-0. He takes it. And the count will go to 3-1. They're really having to work here, and that's jacking that pitch count up here in the 5th inning.
You see Seager really likes to pull the baseball. 36 hits to right field.
3-1 delivery on the way, and that's down the line. Fair ball. That'll roll into the corners. Segura's on his way to third. Will they wave him home? No. It'll be a stand-up double. Valencia gets it into scope, the cutoff man. Segura stops, and a double for Seager.
Boy, not a lot of room on that right side. Seager picking up his 20th double. Fastball staying in the middle of the plate. It is down, but man, does it have some eyes, just hugging that right field line. And Davis can't even make a reaction on it. Hit so hard. And Segura putting the brakes on there. Scott Brocious, the third base coach, holding him up.
So there are 2 on, and that will call for a visit to the mound by Manny and the catcher. They're going to go over, I would think here, Mike, what defensively?
Well, making sure they know what signs are coming. That's what Manny's talking about. And then, of course, just going over the scouting report, how they're going to pitch Span so that Manny knows out there defensively exactly to position himself.
Denard Span already has an RBI, a single in the 3rd inning, and he has flied out. He has picked up a couple of RBIs here in this series, and here's another big at bat. Infield will be back. Orioles up by 2. Each team now with 7 hits in the ball game. Span will take that one for a strike. He has had 4 hits and 8 at bats lifetime against Cobb. Seattle's already had 7 chances with runners in scoring position. They are 2 for 7. 0-1. Beckham even with the bag at third. Span bad on shoulders, going to make him throw here. 1-1.
Yeah, he lets the ball travel, and he's tough to defend too. I mean, he backs it up as late as anybody in the game, and really taking it out of the catcher's glove at times.
One delivery on the way. Span will take a breaking ball. That's in there for a strike and a good one. Just 82 miles an hour.
I like that. Come back with another quality pitch. Full advantage right now. And maybe Span thinking with the open base they're going to be careful and pitch around him.
Segura the lead runner. Seager second. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Outfield a bit to left. Up. Leans him back a little bit, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, Cobb's been Going the old school on a couple of lefties with the fastballs up and in, and then that split finger down and away. Let's see if he uses that splitty.
Lefties 353 against him coming into the game. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. Not close. So a full count, 3-2 on Span. Healy's waiting on deck. Span against the Orioles this year now has collected 9 hits in 31 at bats. 9th game he's played against them because he played 6 against the Orioles for Tampa. Wright getting up to throw in the bullpen. Nick Wright Jr. Three and 2 runners, second and third. Speaking of Wright, the knuckleballing Wright out of Boston went on the DL today again. He's got some knee problems, so the Red Sox have lost their knuckleball starter.
Wow. Knuckleballers aren't supposed to go on the DL.
No.
He's had some problems.
Shohei Ohtani with the Angels may be back. We may see him play here when the Angels come in this weekend. I don't think so. But they're saying now he'll come back and be a position player even if he can't pitch. So they're trying to get him back into the lineup, doing it that way, and removing him from pitching work. 3 ball, 2 strike count here. Tough battle. Span takes it. They're loaded. Second walk.
Boy, they were aggressive up and in. That was the spot they were trying to get to. Almost had Span with a check swing, but showing the patience there.
So now Roger McDowell will take time to make a visit with Ryan Healy, the right-hander, coming up. And the sack's full. Talked about what Seattle has done so far in Major League Baseball. They are up there among the leaders in the comeback kids department. They've had 22 comeback wins, and they have taken the lead in those games in the 7th inning or later in 15 of the 22. So 22 comebacks, and in 15 of those games they didn't get the lead till the 7th inning or after.
Yeah, they keep pushing. They sure do. I mean, we've witnessed it here. They come back, come from behind win in last night's ball game. The tie game the first night, the Orioles actually came back to tie it up, but of course late in the ball game, here come the Seattle Mariners again.
So 1 down. We are in the 5th inning. Bases are loaded. Healy had a home run in the 2nd rather, and flied out his 2nd time up. Segura the leadoff walk. Seager had the double. Span the walk. Healy goes after, drives it to center field. It'll be near the warning track. Adam Jones will make the catch. Segura will score, and both base runners will move up. That ball was hit so deep. So the RBI and a sac fly for Healy. He's got a 2 RBI ball game, and it's 4-3.
Well, Healy looking for a pitch he can handle, something he can use, hit to the big part of the field, and he does. Does a nice job. Deep enough sacrifice fly, obviously, to score the run, but everybody advancing, everybody tagging up, and boy, now you worry about a ball in the dirt.
36 RBIs for Healy. The intentional pass will be given to Gamble. So 3 walks in the inning, 1 intentional. That'll load the bases again. And it'll bring up Zunino, who has really struggled. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning right on the helmet. Popped out his 2nd time up. He's not had a hit in his last 12 at bats, and he is 0 for 5 in this series. So Cobb working with the sacks full again. And he'll take a strike. Zunino has gone 4 for 9 with a homer off Cobb.
Well, the right play, obviously, to get the force at any base.
0-1 delivery on the way. And a much cooler hitter, if you will, than Gamble.
Absolutely.
Kyle Seager, last grand slam. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Cobb taking plenty of time here in a big moment in the ball game. 1-1 delivery on the way to him, and that breaks in. Had him backing off a little bit, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, beautiful breaking ball right there. Get some tight spin. And just drop it down in. Of course, after getting that hit in the helmet, you're not going to be too comfortable in the box anyway. So with the breaking ball heading your way, a little bit of a jelly leg.
1-2's outside. Zunino's gone 0 for 2 this year with the bases loaded. Veteran catcher. Good job behind the plate, throwing out 40% of base stealers. 2-2 delivery, ground ball, and a base hit up the middle. Seager will score. Span will score. And he breaks out of the 0 for 12 with a bases loaded 2 RBI single and a 5-4 Seattle lead.
Boy, it just kept coming. And here's Zunino, who'd been struggling right through the wickets of Alex Cobb. And boy, oh boy, when you got the bases loaded, that's not going to help the cause. 106 miles an hour right back through the box.
And that will knock the Orioles starter out of the game. So he will go just 4 2/3 innings in this ball game and will leave trailing. Seattle now on top again, 5-4.
They'd been pitching so well, but the Mariners really worked him. 8 hits, 5 runs on the board. He had 3 walks in this ball game, and all 3 walks coming in the 5th. Led the inning off with a walk to Segura. Of course, he came around to score. Jiffy Lube, pitching you a change, excuse me. Regular oil changes are proven to keep your car on the road longer. Drive in today. Well, Mike Wright coming out of the Orioles pen. 14th time for Mike Wright, 5.76 earned run average, got 28 punch outs and 25 innings of work.
First and second, there are 2 down. Here's Heredia, and he'll take it for a strike.
Let's look at the rest of Mike Wright's numbers. Opponent sitting 265. That number's come down quite a bit here recently. Mike Wright's gotten himself on a pretty good roll. You see the inherited runner stranded. That is not a good number. But Wright's found himself pitching in more high leverage situations recently.
Pitch will be outside. So Gamble, who had the intentional pass, is on at second. Zunino's on at first. 2 RBI base hit for Zunino, which has given them a lead. Zunino's got 27 RBIs now, and that drove Cobb out of the ball game. He, of course, responsible for those 2 base runners. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Wright's pitch to him, and that'll be outside. Heredia has hit into a fielder's choice. He's grounded out. Couple of hits, 8 at bats in this series. Wright worked in Atlanta 3 days ago. 3 solid innings, no runs, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Runners off first and second. And again, great eye takes it away.
Pretty good slider right there, though, for Mike Wright. Now, one thing that's happened since Wright got out the bullpen, he had a little extra time before he started getting on this roll. His fastball velocity started coming up a little bit. So getting back up in the mid 90s with the heater. Nice power slider right there at 90 miles an hour.
3-1. Heredia rockets that one to the gap. Diving, and a great catch made. Trey Mancini just saved the Orioles a couple of runs and ended the inning. A diving catch in left field and a hard hit. Sinking line drive. 3 runs in the inning. Seattle up by 1.
Game set against the Mariners, and this is game 3. Span driving one to center, and Cobb saying, uh-oh, ball's carrying out there, better make a better pitch, but he doesn't. Next batter, first pitch, elevated fastball, solo shot. The Mariners getting back in the game. Mark Trumbull with the bullet. Manny Machado with a great secondary at first base. Adam Jones, a nice slide, but check out the back end, wild throw, and here comes Machado, scoring all the way from first base. Old school hook slide, and LeBlanc taking it out on the glove. Bad glove, no good. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So now the Orioles will have to battle back, and the breaking ball by LeBlanc is in there for a strike to Adam. Adam Jones, a base hit, a run scored, popped out, denied a hit by Segura's fine play back in the first inning. Swing and a miss on it for Alex Cobb. It is the 7th start where he has allowed 5 or more runs. He had only 3 of those all of last year, and had only 8 from 2014, 15, 16, and 17. So the numbers in starts with runs 5 or more has jumped way up on him this year. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Adam. Outfield very deep. Ball's been traveling a little bit here tonight. Wind blowing out towards left center. Little scoop shot down to first base. Healy. 1 away, bottom half of the 5th inning. Come see baseball's Iron Man at the LifeBridge Health Sports Training Fair on July 10th. Get a free sports physical, sports drills, giveaways, and much more. Visit lifebridgehealth.org/sport event to learn more. Here's Manny Machado coming up. Manny, a base hit, scored in the 3rd inning. Flied out his first time up. 3 hits, 9 at bats against Seattle. Lifetime .308 hitter against the Seattle Mariners. And Manny, there are the numbers on the season.
Incredible offensive start for Manny Machado. One of the best offensive players in the game. Quieted down a little bit this month, the power numbers with the RBI and home runs.
0-2 delivery on the way to him, and he gets it in the air to left. This running catch had that one timed all the way. Denard Span, who gets a real good jump. 2 down.
Another hard hit ball by Manny Machado. Put an A swing on it, but Span out there almost looking like he's anticipating going back on the ball on Machado. A real good first step. Made that one look pretty easy.
Yep. Not a big arm, but he's got the great glove, and he can get there with that speed he's got. Big night for Danny Valencia. He delivered a 2 RBI homer first inning, flying out in the third. Danny now with 8 long balls on the season. 2 down, bases are empty. Blah blah trying to get through this one in a hurry, and Valencia will take the pitch away for a ball. For Danny here in the month of June, it's been a good one for him. Hitting over 300, 3 home runs. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike. A lot of third base. Beckham comes back. He ends up out in right field. Can expect to see that happen more. As long as the bat stays hot when there are left-handers on the mound, he's going to get a chance to play with Beckham at third. He'll play right. Swing and a miss over the top on that one. 1-2.
Now, borderline call the pitch before, a fastball away. So Danny Valencia, he's in his head thinking, I got to protect that outside corner. And this is when LeBlanc really takes advantage. You know he's going to be out there trying to protect, and he pulls the string on a nasty changeup. Valencia just out in front and off balance.
That'll be taken away. 2 ball, 2 strike count. So now the question is, can the Orioles come back? Seattle did in a hurry against the O's. There is Wilkerson, called up today, added to the roster, third base. Where is he going to play? 2-2 delivery on the way and on the outside corner. So LeBlanc will pick up strikeout number 2. He retires the side in order. Seattle leads it 5-4. Moore, medical transportation driver for Movable Feast. She is the longest serving employee, 18 years of service. She is retiring this year. She has provided help to so many HIV, AIDS, and other life-threatening conditions. She goes to help those people. On behalf of Paulette, the Orioles Charitable Foundation, donating $2,500 to Movable Feast. Organization also receives a portion of the proceeds from the sale of tonight's LGBT Pride Night tickets and caps. Congratulations to her. Gordon on the ground ball. D. Gordon will be retired on a pitch here in the top of the 6th inning. 1 down. Segura and Haniger due up against Mike Wright. Wright came on with the help of his left fielder Trey Mancini to get out of that 5th inning, in which the Mariners were able to get the lead back, scoring the 3 runs on only a couple of hits, but 3 walks, one of which was intentional. No intention of swinging at all. Segura just ducked away. He has a double, a walk, grounded out. He has scored 2 runs in this ball game.
Mike Wright cutting it loose. A good fastball velocity, 95, 6 miles an hour.
Become more aggressive, hasn't he?
Yeah, you like to see that.
Yeah. Last few outings. First time he's pitched against Seattle. That'll be in the air to center. Adam Jones will turn, keep it in line, turn, and make the catch. That's a couple he's caught about 1 step away from the wall. Adam's been driven back there a couple of times.
Boy, that was a really nice play. Adam Jones, toughest ball, really. The one hit right over your head. Adam picks the one side, and ball kind of gets pushed away, coming off the right-handed bat, and he makes the adjustment and catches it. Geez, a foot away from the wall. Nice concentration on the end of that one.
So 2 quick outs. Infield will move into the shift on Haniger. Haniger's had a couple of singles and he has flied out. 2 down, nobody on. Mike Wright Jr.'s delivery will be taken down low for a ball. LeBlanc has gone the distance for Seattle with no walks, 2 strikeouts. Cobb 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 2/3. Now Wright on. Seattle looking to win 3 in a row against the Orioles, as they are 3-5 on their road trip with just tomorrow's game left on it. Scott Service's team battling against Houston. As we said, if they don't get the win, they'll lose a game on Houston tonight. Slider's going to miss outside. Orioles trying to get out of a 3-game losing streak and the struggles at home. Orioles have lost 13 of the last 14 games played here at Camden Yards.
Yeah, they have had some struggles, just so uncharacteristic. I mean, boy, for a number of years, they've just played so well here at Camden. The pitchers pitch better here. The hitters enjoy hitting here. But this season, man, oh man, especially recently, the last 14 games or so, just such a hard time scoring runs.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Towering pop up. Mancini. And Trey's got it. Good job by Wright Jr. Only 9 pitches to retire the side in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Seattle 5 and the Orioles 4. Money matters in baseball. It does. While the Yankees aren't spending as much, they're still spending. They're getting about 5 or 6 wins, $97 million. They paid to 5 players: Stanton, Chapman, Gardner, Robertson, and Ellsbury, even though he's injured, who seem like the stereotype big market excess. A lot of money for fair production. So even when it comes to the austere-driven 7th highest payroll Yankees, they're still getting extra wins from the kinds of expensive players that only a few teams would bother with in the end. And that coming from a look at SB Nation at the fact the Yankees, while they have not spent a lot this year overall, their money numbers are still way up, and they have left themselves in a position where right now they can go out and buy more here at the trade deadline if they choose to do so, and not go over the limit. Seventh highest payroll.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, they were number one for so long.
Yeah, they figured some stuff out, and I think a couple years ago when they started making those trades, that dumped some salary. They were able to recoup, you know, and get some younger players to keep the payroll down, but then able to save enough money to bring those guys back. You know, getting Chapman back. So, boy, oh boy.
Pazos, you saw in the pen. We've seen him here in the series already. LeBlanc has gone the distance. Mark Trumbo, one swing away from tying the ball game up. RBI base hit for Trumbo, and he has popped out. Mark with 3 hits, 9 at bats in this series. I'm the sister. That's pretty good. I like that. Well done. Left-hander with a 2-2 delivery on the way, and Trumbo will take the pitch outside for a ball. So he takes the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. LeBlanc has not walked the batter, and he has struck out a couple in the ball game. Breeze still blowing out a little bit. It's carried the balls tonight. 3-2 ground ball into the shift. Gordon, D. Gordon will make the play on it. So a 3-2 out on that one. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by Acura. Visit your local Baltimore Annapolis Acura dealer for attractive offers on the thrilling Acura lineup. Good to see the folks at the ballpark on Pride Night here, and they're seeing a heck of a game. This series has been some pretty good baseball. Seattle winning 3-2 in the ball game last night in Game 2, and came away with a 5-3 win in the opener. There have been some good games, some great defense played. They've been grind them out games. Jonathan Scope taking it up high. Scope is flied out, grounded out. 1 for 9, a home run in this series, and a swing and a miss over the top on that one.
Nice little change up right there. How about Jonathan Scope? All eight of his home runs are solo shots this year. The Orioles would like a solo shot right now. Tie this one up.
That would work. D. Gordon. Big hop, good arm, 2 down. Well, the Orioles are going to host the Rangers. That series coming up July 13th through the 15th. On Saturday, July 14, celebrate Maryland Day right here at the ballpark. First 35,000 15 and over get the Orioles Maryland flag script replica jersey, presented by Morgan State University. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. So LeBlanc will leave. He's not going to break the record. He could extend it. 18 consecutive wins as a starter for Seattle.
Able to get to him early, but boy, he just started settling in middle of the ball game. pitched much better. 5 2/3, scattering the 7 hits, 4 runs on the board, 3 of them earned. A couple strikeouts for LeBlanc. He did what he was supposed to do. He had a lot of weak contact. Danny Valencia able to touch him for a home run, though. A beautiful shot right there. The moon up over the warehouse.
You wonder why LeBlanc came out early. Remember, he is not in the rotation normally. He's a bullpen guy. So not bad. 66 pitches, got the job done.
Yeah. Pazos now in 32nd appearance out of the Mariners bullpen. A pretty good arm here. Rush that heater up top out at about 97 and work in the mid 90s with the fastball. Opponent's hitting just 242, only giving up the 1 home run this season. He does have a slider, but just loves his fastball.
He is a strikeout pitcher. As LeBlanc will watch. Chance to be a winner. Davis up, base hit. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. And 1 for 8 in the series. Pazos delivery to him, a towering pop-up. Left fielder Span will have the best chance on this one. And he will put it away. So the Orioles are retired in order. We go to the 7th inning. LeBlanc with a chance to be a winner, up 5-4. Page for this date in baseball history. The players used to vote on the All-Star members, and in 1959 they did so, and Hank Aaron was a unanimous vote, making him the first player elected unanimously by his fellow players to the All-Star game. And in 1940, honoring the lyricist Take Me Out to the Ball Game, it was Jack Norworth. It was his day at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. Neither Norworth nor his partner Albert von Tilsler, who wrote the music, had ever seen a game when they created the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game in 1908.
Wow.
How about that?
Had a pretty good feel for it, though, huh?
Knew about Cracker Jack. Here's Kyle Seager. Another little known fact we send out there to you. I did not know that till I read that today. Pitch will be up in a 1-1 strike count. We are in the 7th inning. Nicasio has been up a couple of times here in this series. 1-1 strike count. Looks like we may get a chance to see him in this one. 1-1 delivery is going to be taken inside. All right, stumbling on the follow through there will fix that landing spot. Seager's had a double, a run scored, 1 for 3. 3 for 11, a home run, 3 RBIs in this series. Orioles have the shift on against him. Span and Healy to follow. And he'll take the outside corner strike.
Nice heater right there, painted on the outer edge. Great, and so impressive. Putting up some zeros right now.
2-2 strike count. And up high. Number we saw today, the Seattle team. They have the highest win percentage in games decided by 2 or fewer runs since 1920. They are up there among the 4 teams to do that. Valencia, nice running catch. Long way to go for Danny. He hauls it in on Seager.
Jeez, do it all, man. A home run in this ball game. Take a look. That quick first step there, and boy, a tight line filling up that right center field gap. And at the end, nice reach, getting the eyes behind the baseball. A beautiful running play right there.
Play by Danny. You'll get more outfield time on plays like that. That'll bring Span up. RBI single, a walk, and a run scored, and he is flied out. Denard Span, and the defense pretty much straight up on him. The 1954 Indians had the best win percentage ever in games decided by 2 or fewer runs, 72%, 716. The 2012 Orioles, 2012, had a win percentage of 701 in those games. And then comes the Seattle Mariners this year. They're at 702. They are 33-14 in games decided by 2 or fewer runs. So the 3rd best win percentage in those games over the last 100+ years.
Well, I know that 2012 season was a huge year for the Orioles. Of course, a lot of extra inning wins.
Yep. I don't know what that was. Was there a timeout given there or not? Gary Cederstrom. He said, "I called timeout." You could read that pretty clearly. So an 0-2 count with 1 down. And fires that one straight back. It'll stay at 0-2.
Buck hot. And hasn't been too happy with the officiating here in this series. Maybe a late timeout call there.
Yeah, would have had another strike probably if that timeout had not been recognized. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit into left field. Even with Trey Mancini having moved in to try and cut off those kind of hits in front of him, Span still finds room, and he's on with 1 down. The Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, other corporate leaders supporting Baltimore City's Youth Works program, seeking to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundation.org and choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. To learn more, go to youthworks.oedworks.com. 1 down, 1 on. Well, the Mariners keep putting base runners on. Here's Healy. Healy, a home run, 2nd inning, 15th. Sac fly, RBI in the 5th. So a couple of ribbies for him on the day, and he is flied out. Some of you may think that's rain. It's not. It's absolutely not raining. We're going to ignore that.
No, that's not supposed to rain until 10
Not supposed to rain until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not 10 o'clock. And the pitch will be taken up and in. We've had one very quick shower early in the ball game, like 30 seconds. We'll hope this is the same. One 0 count. Healy and then Gamble. Orioles infield set for 2. See, we told you it's not 10. 1-0 delivery on the way. Inside. Right will miss with that and fall behind 2-0.
Boy, that's some serious movement on that pitch. My goodness. All right, wants to run that 2-seamer in there and get some weak contact. Maybe take it off the label. A little ground ball to Manny Machado and get out of this inning.
Healy 2-0. Runner not going. And that's going to miss down low. So Healy gets up on the count. Fan hollering out, throw strikes. Wise suggestion, actually. 26-year-old at the plate with Gamble waiting on deck. Gotta believe he'll take. And he does. Pitch inside. Not going to hit that anyway. Healy out of West Hills, California, 26 years old. He was acquired from Oakland. Emilio Pagan involved in that deal. 2017 lifetime .282 hitter with not a lot of at-bats in the majors. Didn't get to the majors till the end of 2016 and then spent all of last year with Oakland. 3-1 delivery on the way to him, and he'll swing through that one.
Good pitch. Nice movement, kind of showing itself in the middle of the plate and getting that good run. Take a look at the Nissan pitch cast, ending up on that inner third, just underneath of the barrel.
So Wright comes back on him, 3-2. Now you keep an eye on Span. He's extended his lead by a half a step, only one down. Long hold, runner goes. 3-2, popped up center field. Adam Jones.
Yeah, nice job right there by Mike Wright, coming back from 3-0.
So 2 away, runner goes back to first base. Ben Gamel will come up. Gamel a base hit, intentional pass, and a ground ball out. He's not had a multi-hit game on the road this year. Got a chance right here if he gets a base hit to have one. 30th road game he's been involved in. Brad Brock getting set to throw for the Orioles. Runner off first. Gamel will take the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Gamel had been with the New York Yankees prior to being picked up in 2016 by Seattle. He played actually 6 games with New York that year. And Seattle able to get him for a couple of minor league players not to be heard from yet at the major league level. Ooh, Davis reaching to haul that one in.
Yeah, Mike Wright letting Span know that he's thinking about him. He hasn't had a lot of pickoffs in this inning, so show him he's got a little bit of a move. Not need that extra tack on run.
No.
Span off second base.
Span 6 out of 9 in stolen bases. Not running. That's going to go up the middle. Jonathan Scope. Oh, what a play. Mercy. Scope going to his right, hauls it in, and Manny on the bag to cover. And another big defensive play, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left on base. 7th inning stretch time. It is a 1-run ball game. Seattle up. at Camden Yards. Special ticket packages and those who bought at a pregame party going on the center field roof deck. DJ Rosie Hicks was there. And as part of this night, Dale Scott, former Major League umpire, on hand. He's gay, retired after 30 years in the game. He's now a vice president, special assistant to the commissioner, Billy Bean, was on hand here to throw it out. Those are the umpires greeting him, and there is Billy. Dale Scott with the first pitch thrown out here tonight. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you. Another tough ball game. And again, the Orioles asked to come back late.
Yeah, well, you hope the Oriole bats can do it. I mean, we've witnessed this Mariners team coming back. I know really that's what they're all about this season, the incredible comebacks. We talked about their offensive numbers, 7 inning and on. But the Orioles have been playing some pretty good baseball, and there have been some exciting defensive plays. It seems like there should be a lot of emotion here coming in the end. I mean, the Orioles got to have a little chip on their shoulder and start taking some wins away from opposing teams.
This bullpen of Seattle obviously has been real tough in order to win those kind of ball games when you're behind, coming back late. Nicasio's going to get a chance here, so they got to find some way to get to one of these guys in the pen.
Yeah, it's tough, you know, but we've seen a couple bunts. Tim Beckham, who's going to be leading this inning off, had a beautiful bunt. Adam Jones had a bunt. So you know they're thinking about it. They're thinking about ways to get on base, which is encouraging for this offense that's having a lot of trouble scoring some runs.
Yep. All right, let's see what they can do with it here as Nicasio is on.
Take a look at his numbers on the year. That earned run average up over 6. Fastball, slider type pitcher, occasional changeup in there. The fastball in the mid-90s, so nothing crazy overpowering. Elevated numbers as well. Opponents hitting up over 300 on the year.
So the Orioles go to work, and the first pitch will be taken for a strike. Tim Beckham leading it off. Beckham, Joseph, and Trey Mancini will be due up against Nicasio. 0-1. Passos came on just to get the final out in the last inning. Third of an inning, zeros across. Nicasio's delivery will be taken outside. Orioles get a look. Big right-hander. He's got a pretty good power arm. They've gone 25-7 in games in which he has appeared. 15 holds, third most in the American League. 1-1 delivery on the way. Sharp pitch breaking down. Didn't like his landing spot there either, and the count will go to 2-1. So the Orioles looking to get that leadoff man on here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Beckham with the bunt base hit, his first time up. Hit into a fielder's choice. Only the third at bat he's had in the game. His LeBlanc was pretty efficient. The Orioles scored. Didn't get a lot of at bats under their belts. 2-1.
Nicasio, that fastball working down 92, 93. Of course, used to have upper 90s in the tank. It's still really his favorite pitch. Loves the fastball, but doesn't have that extra hair on it like it used to.
So location vitally important. "31-year-old right-hander. 7-year veteran, Major League Baseball. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. Overthrowing on that pitch a couple of times here in this at bat by Tim Beckham.
Nice AB going by Beckham.
Nicasio signed as a free agent by Seattle in December of last year. Went 5-5, 6 saves. Last season pitched for Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and St. Louis, all in 1 year. 3-2. Popped him up, third base or short. Shortstop wants it, so you get out of the way. And Segura's there to put it away. And Beckham is retired. Well, hope you'll join us again tomorrow. And don't forget, it's going to be an afternoon game wrapping up this 4-game set. Jimmy Akamonis making his first Major League start against Mike Leake. Our coverage on Masson begins at 2:30. O's Extra presented by Southwest. Game will be at 3. Get all the access you need right here on Masson. Fans waiting to see if the Orioles can break out, get a couple of runs here, and get the lead in this ball game late. Nicasio will work to Caleb Joseph. Will take the pitch away for a ball. Casio's been hittable. 9 runs allowed against or surrendered over his last 3 appearances of only an inning and a third. So teams have been getting the bat on the ball against the right-hander.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny watching Zunino set up behind the plate. I mean, really making the big glove, and with whatever he puts down, slider, fastball, and typically setting up right in the middle. So we're saying, okay, throw it down the middle and let your natural movement take over.
And it does move. You saw Zunino that time, what Mike was saying, he flicked the glove like right here, right in the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
Put it there. Ball moves away and the count will go to 2-1.
So just not trying to be too fine with anything. Just center target and let the natural movement take over.
And that one fouled back into the screen. Caleb has gone 1 for 2 against Nicasio in his career. Nicasio's got a 1-0 record against the Orioles. He's made 1 start in his career against the O's. The other 2 appearances in relief. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Caleb. Big target. 2-2 delivery. You're talking about catchers who set up late so hitters can't sneak a peek peripheral vision wise. Zunino is completely unconcerned about that.
You know, and a lot of times it's knowing your pitcher.
Yeah.
What your pitcher likes to see. You know, when you put down the signs, some pitchers need to see that big target. And it seems pretty obvious right here. He's not wasting any time. You say, here it is, right down the middle. Do not take your eye off this. So, you know, command obviously a problem.
Little movement on that one, fouled off the end of the bat by Joseph. And the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He doesn't have a problem with walking guys this year, but I think you know, when you see a catcher pretty much set up in the middle of the plate, just saying that he's got some life on his ball. Let it naturally move. I mean, that's what Zach Britton does. Basically aims for the middle of the plate, let that natural movement take over.
Put it right there. 2-2. Lowers that target a little in the air to right field, hit well into the gap. Ball's got some legs. It'll take a hop off the screen. Caleb's on his way to second base. Played in by Heredia. And the Orioles get the potential tying run on as Caleb Joseph delivers a 1-out double.
Boy, what a swing. What an at bat by Caleb Joseph. 7th double of the year, and here staying on a slider. Not a bad pitch on that outside corner, but about belt high, so gives him a great opportunity, and Caleb staying through it. Beaten Gamble deep and finds himself in scoring position.
So Orioles get their chance. They are 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position in the ball game. Trey Mancini, a base hit, a run scored first inning. He has grounded out a couple of times since then. 1 down, and he'll take the pitch on the corner for a strike. Well, the Orioles trying to get back into this, at least tie it up here in the 7th. Seattle with 9 hits. The Orioles have 8. Casio the look back in the 0-1 delivery. Slider that misses.
Borderline pitch right there, but a nice take by Trey Mancini. And this is one of those opportunities, you know, you get a runner out there at second base, and the Orioles having the trouble scoring some runs where hitters just try a little too hard, end up swinging at pitchers' pitches. A quality take there.
Nick Vincent warming up. That one well located as well. Get the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Trey. So Mancini, this is where he did not struggle last year, but has really had problems this year. He was one of the best of the Orioles with runners in scoring position, now hitting .093. A base hit here will tie the ball game up. Caleb off second. 1-2, heat up.
Boy, just a touch above the first 2 fastballs. a little extra. My goodness, right to the top of the zone. One of the best pitches in the game here in this era. The elevated fastball with everybody trying to drive it. It can expose some hitters. Just a subtle bat drop there for Mancini. And fastball gets by.
So 2 away. Adam Jones, a base hit, run scored, 3rd inning. 1 for 3. So he's had a couple of hits in 11 at bats against his former team. 2 down. Joseph, big lead at second base, not trying to hold him tight. Casio's delivery is foul back. Adam at 267 with runners in scoring position coming into the ball game.
Well, these 2-out situations, we talked about it at the beginning of the ball game. It was a great opportunity for the Orioles last night. Jonathan Scope trying to score with 2 outs, didn't get the best secondary lead, ended up getting reviewed and gunned down at home. Well, here Caleb Joseph out of second base. This is the situation where you just have to capitalize. A real good secondary and go on the swing. At contact, you better be heading towards third base. Get something going.
Count goes to 2 strikes. Caleb back to the bag as he took off for third. Adam is 1 for 3 off Nicasio. Ball game with the Orioles not striking out a lot, with LeBlanc starting the game, not a strikeout pitcher. He had 2. Nicasio's got 1. 0-2. As he goes into the stretch, Caleb will walk it off. Two-strike pitch. And we're going to talk about it. What do you want to throw now? Zunino's going to go out.
Trying to climb that ladder right now with the high fastball. And the runner at second base, there might be some just second guessing here and making sure with the signs. Might have to switch some signs up a little bit. And then again, they might go without a sign. I mean, a lot of times pitcher and catcher will get on the same page and not even put down a finger, just a little head shake.
So an 0-2 count with 2 away. Adam fighting off that high pitch. Be interesting to see if Nicasio wants to stay up or try and get a pitch down and away. Went that way and it's blocked. Zunino getting the body down to hold the runner. That's where he wanted it. They wanted to go down and away and try and get Adam to chase 1 and 2.
Yeah, but flashes the glove early up at the top, so maybe just a little deke just in case Caleb might be relaying some signs. A nice job sliding over there, though, to keep that one in front.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Battle of another tight game. Caleb Joseph got the 1-out double. He's still out there with 2 outs. And Adam Jones trying to bring him home. The 1-2 chopper. D. Gordon. And that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Base runner left on in scoring position. 7 complete, 5-4. Brad Brock in. by Ocean City. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at ococean.com. Barry Thorne and Mike Bordick with you here. And a lot of young fans on hand at the ballpark on Pride Night. Right now waiting for the Orioles to find a way to get this lead back down by 1.
Now Brad Brock in to stick some O's on the board here, some zeros. Brad Brock's been in 33 games out of the Orioles bullpen, 3.86 earned run average. Does have 10 saves on the year when Zach Britton was on the shelf. 30 1/3 innings of work. Got the 33 punch outs. Opponent sitting the 286 off Brad Brock. Righty's at 270. The lefty's up over 300.
Brock appeared a couple of nights ago in the first game of this series. Brad Brock went a third, just pitched a third of an inning in that one to get the out. Shift is on. Zunino goes after the first pitch, left field. Mancini pitching it out here in the top half of the 8th inning. As we said, Seattle's trying to stay 3.5 behind Houston. Houston beat Toronto 7-6 today. Alex Bergman had the walk-off home run. 2 runs on it, 9th inning. Keuchel gave up 6 runs in 5 1/3 innings, and 5 of those came in the first inning by Dallas Keuchel. But Houston still came back to win it. Showed bunt, breaking ball that will end up inside. Heredia 0 for 3, could easily have picked up a couple of RBIs and a double in the 5th inning. And Trey Mancini made a great catch in the gap to deny it. He'll pop it up too. Shortstop or third? Third, Beckham. So Brad Brock making quick work of the first 2. Hey, enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Ryan Tepera, by the way, blew that save for Toronto. Gave up that Bergman home run. Toronto had been playing some pretty good baseball against Houston. Pitch is taken for a strike. Here's Gordon, leadoff batter, 0 for 4. 3 for 13.
Yeah, important to keep him off base.
3 for 13 in this series. And he will take the pitch down low, 1-1.
He's showing bunt right there. Definitely have to honor it. Beckham's been in on the grass the whole series. You see a good 3-4 feet.
Brad Brock's delivery to him seems to be his spot in the lineup. He's hitting over 350 when he bats in the number 1 spot. And if there's a prototypical leadoff batter left anymore, I guess D. Gordon would be one of those.
Right. Good speed.
Slash hitter.
High on base.
2-1 up. And a 3-ball 1-strike count with Segura waiting on deck. Where you do not want to go. 3-1. You come after him right here. Did. It's for a strike at the knees.
Oh, great pitch. 3-1 count. Look for a quality strike. It doesn't get much better than that. Hit it across the knees, down and away.
Gordon is 1 for 3 off Brad Brock. Full count delivery off the fists and back into the seats. And Gordon had 8 pitch at bat starting the ball game out. He's got a 7 pitch at bat going here. That's a whole inning's worth of pitches. 3-2. Caleb sets up away, got it away, and a base hit. Little runner up the middle. So the leadoff man is on as Gordon gets a hit with 2 down.
A little C&I single right here. He's finding a way to put it in play. I mean, that's what we've been talking about with Gordon. We're going to see a lot of strikeouts, especially with 2 strikes. He's just going to shorten up and put some pressure on some D. Even if Jonathan Scope flags that down, he's not going to be able to throw him out.
Now Segura, double and a walk, scored both times. He's also flied out, grounded out. Segura's got a 1 for 5 off Brad Brock, and you got speed over there in Gordon, which will be recognized right here. Donnie Hart in the bullpen for the Orioles. 20 stolen bases, leads the American League, and Gordon's the man who's got them. Came in without a stolen base in 18 games, and then in the first game of this series got number 20.
You got to believe he's going to be looking to go. I mean, he's extending the lead.
That'll be a pitch he wished he had run on. Down and away, and a 1-0 count. There he goes. What a jump. Throw down a one hopper. It's going to go into center field. He'll get up, try and go. He'll stay right there. Adam Jones is very tight following that one up. So the stolen base, number 21 for Gordon.
Oh, nice try. Yeah, Gordon with the real good speed. And boy, I think Caleb had him. Jonathan Schoop in a good position, and typically he comes down with this pick, slapping it down on him, and if it sticks in his glove, he's going to be out. It kicks up and over the mid of Jonathan.
Good chance for him right there. So now you get the runner in scoring position with 2 down, and Segura with a 2-0 count. Caleb's thrown out base stealers 29% of the time. Taking. The leader in the majors throwing out base stealers is Jorge Alfaro with Philadelphia. He's had 14 caught stealings. Percentage wise, it goes to Salvador Perez and Martin Maldonado, both throwing out 50% of base stealers. 2-1 delivery and a slash to first, hauled in. Davis right there into the glove. Segura retired, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. The Orioles bat bottom of the 8th, down 1. In a row against the Orioles, have the 5-4 lead.
And Alex Colome into the ball game, came over to bolster the back end of this Mariners bullpen. He's done a nice job. He had 11 saves with Tampa. He's picked up a save here with the Mariners. 4.18 earned run average, and got the big arm. Got a fastball, can rush it up there mid to high 90s. Got a power slider. The slider is really his favorite pitch to throw. Opponent's hitting 242. The righty's way up to 296. But boy, is he controlling the lefties. Just 175. He has given up 3 home runs this season.
Colome has worked in each of the first 2 games against the Orioles, and effectively so. Pitched an inning, struck out 2 in the first game, and then last night an inning, gave up 1 hit and struck out 1. So Colome 3 in a row. Closer with Tampa Bay last year, setup man now. Manny Machado will face him. The Orioles certainly know what Colomé throws. They've seen a lot of him with Tampa Bay, and now here. Manny Machado. Single, run scored. That was in the third. Flied out a couple of times. Colomé ready. Over the top. Off the glove. Should be an infield hit. Gordon's throw gets away. It'll hit the facade and stay there. Wow. That ball was stung, and Colomé slowed it down so much that Gordon couldn't get to it in time.
Yeah, great swing by Manny. I mean, staying hard to the middle, and my goodness, this ball should have been headed to center field. Somehow Colomé able to get a glove on it, slow it down, and it stays right on the grass. D. Gordon hustling on in, making a nice bare hand attempt, but Manny Machado sniffing that hit. Hustling down the line. Colomé, boy, oh boy. That's life or death right there. That was coming back hot.
Wow. A big hit. Manny's now 7 for 19 off Colomé. So the Orioles get the leadoff man on, bottom half of the 8th inning. And here's Danny Valencia. Valencia with a home run first inning, his fly out strikeout. The Orioles with a potential go ahead standing at the plate. Colomé's delivery to him. That's hit hard center field. Heredia diving. Heredia came up with it. Give me a sign. No. First base umpire Corey Blazer makes the call and said he did not catch that ball, but scooped it up, and it'll be a base hit for Danny Valencia.
Oh, Danny Valencia not wasting any time, and yeah, that ball was trapped. Great call right there. Heredia trying to sell it, coming up showing it. Danny Valencia saying, no way, up safe. And the Orioles threatening.
So the Orioles get back-to-back singles off Colomé. And there's still nobody out. Mark Trumbo, an RBI base hit, 1 for 3, is popped out, grounded out. Trumbo 1 for 13 off Colomé, and that's a home run. Runners on first and second. Hit hard. Diving catch made by Segura. And the runners get back. And the shortstop comes up with another one.
Jeez. Mark Trumbo stinging the baseball right now. Staying short. Pulling the hands in tight. But Segura, wow, what a great first step. He's made some gems here in this series. Filling up that 5-6 hole. Taken away. Tying base hit right there. My goodness.
Wow. So 1 down. Segura's been all over the place here in these 3 games.
There have been some beautiful defensive plays in this game.
There have.
Both sides.
Teams, yeah. Jonathan Scope 0 for 3. 1 down and 2 on. Jonathan has also struggled in these situations, hitting only .167 with runners in scoring position. Hart and Britton now up in the bullpen. Scope last year, big average, .338 with runners in scoring position. 0-1 count. Colomé's delivery. And breaking ball down and away. He's had a 4 for 10 off Colomé. Scope has.
Colomé throwing everything hard, but boy, everything on that outer third. Here we go hunting out there.
Colomé a part of this big bullpen that comes on late to get holes. Nicasio went an inning. 1 hit, 1 strikeout. 0-2 delivery. Chopper back to the mound. Going to go to second. 1. And the shortstop Segura looks at him and goes, why didn't you go to third? They get the out at second base, and there are 2 down.
I'll take a look. A hard slider down and away, and Jonathan Scope beating it into the ground. Pretty nice play. D. Gordon a little surprised he came out to him as well.
He's got no chance at a double play here.
Bounce off the mound. And D. Gordon screaming at him the whole way.
So the Orioles get runners at the corners now with 2 away. And here's Chris Davis. Base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game for Chris. He is 2 for 12 off Colomé. First and third, 2 down. See if the Orioles can take advantage of getting that runner over to third with 2 away. Colomé's pitch up high. And again, as coaches, for all youngsters, one of the great rules of the game is when you're playing as a position player, always before every pitch ask yourself, if the ball comes to me, what do I do? Because when it comes to you, it's too late.
Yeah, if you got to think about it, you're done.
Yeah.
And you got to typically go through about 3 or 4 different situations and scenarios in your head.
Yep. Davis fouls it away, 1-1.
And of course, a lot of the good ones. So they'll load 3 or 4 different plays in their head, and of course, inevitably, it won't be the play you're thinking about. So on your way to the ball, you think of what to do, and pretty amazing. And that all just comes with experience and repetitions, you know, over and over again.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Scope at first. Manny's over there at third, and Davis is trying to get at least one of them in. The Orioles down by 1 here in the 8th. 1-1 delivery by Colomé over the top, gets away. Runner Stark stops. No chance. Zunino able to keep it close enough.
Well, nice job by Manny holding there, but you know, he was anticipating it. He was thinking about it. I mean, you have to be with Colomé throwing those hard sliders down. There you go. His head up, and, wisely put the brakes on.
So the count's at 2-1. Colomé really having to work here in this 8th inning. He has thrown 5 wild pitches this season. 2-1. And he wants a moment. Colomé's picked up a 9 holds for the ball club. Barron has used a lot of that bullpen these tight games at the end. Ocasio leads the team with 15. Pazos has got 11. Vincent's got 10. And the pitch will be taken away. So a 3 ball, 1 strike count on Davis. Manny at third, Jonathan at first. Three-1 delivery to Davis. Clocks it way back. Will it stay fair? Goodbye, home run. Chris Davis, a 3 RBI homer with 2 down in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and the Orioles lead it 7-5.
Oh, hallelujah. The crusher coming through. Falls out on Utah Street, bouncing around. Big swing. Heck yeah. Love to see it. 6th home run of the season, and the Orioles needed that big hit. Chris Davis needed that big hit. 108 miles an hour off the bat, 403 feet away, but it gives the O's the lead.
A big blast off Colomé. And the Orioles clear the bases with 2 away as Davis rockets one.
That must have felt so good.
His last homer was May 9 against Kansas City. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. Beckham on his way to second base. Ben Gamel's throw is there and got him. So Beckham gets a single, tries to extend it, and Gamel makes a perfect throw to get the out. but the Orioles get the lead. Our Ford drive of the game, Chris Davis, a 3 RBI homer. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. 3 outs away from a win now as we go to the 9th. Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. So the big blast by Chris Davis, their 12th hit of the ball game, and the Orioles have a 7-5 lead going to the 9th.
Boy, you'd like to see him fight back. 12 hits for the O's. The crusher coming through in a big way. 3-1 monster shot. Give the O's the lead, and of course Zach Britton now into the ball game. Looking to pick up his 2nd save of the year. 5.40 earned run average right now. 261 overall batting average. Britton stuff looking pretty darn good. Velocity up in the mid-90s, getting that good sink. Into attack mode.
Orioles defensive changes. Jace Peterson comes on in left field for Mancini, and Colby Rasmus is on in right for Danny Valencia. So the Orioles chance to end their 3-game losing streak and get a victory here against this Seattle team for the first time this year. Mitch Haniger will lead it off. Haniger, Seager, Span, 3, 4, 5 in the order against Zach Britton. Well, an offensive night when you look at all the numbers, and the pitch will be in there for a strike. For Zach, he has a 0-1 record and 9 out of 9 in saves against Seattle. Ground ball to the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Haniger's got his 3rd hit, and the potential tying run will come to the plate in the 9th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. The Orioles have not won a ball game this year where they trailed after 7. They are 0-48 in those games. Davis has given them a chance to put a 1 up on the other side. Seattle 36-4 with a lead after 7. Runner on. Britton's delivery will be taken down low for a ball. Seager double. Denied a hit in the power alley on a great catch made by Valencia his last time up. He's 1 for 4 officially in the ball game. Britton 1-0. Taken 2-0.
Well, ideally, I think you'd like to see Zach Britton throw that first pitch strike, but he gets so much movement. Even when he falls behind, and get right back into the count. And if hitters get a little over anxious, it's just so hard to get underneath a Britton fastball. I mean, so many of them just hit the top of it.
2-0 count. Lifted in the air to right field. Going back, Colby Rasmus looking up. And goodbye, home run. Onto the flag court. And Seattle has tied the game in the 9th inning at 7.
Oh, goodness.
Seager delivers the long ball. And this comeback team has come back at least to tie it here in the 9th.
Wow. Seager proving me wrong right there. Yeah, found a way to get underneath the Britton fastball. About belt high. That helps a little bit. You're not going to get as much sink. And missing the spot on that inner third. Dangerous over there. And he sticks one up on the flag court. And the Mariner magic continues late in ball games.
Wow. That is Seager's second home run against Zach Britton. He's now 4 for 12 off Britton, and 2 of the 4 hits have been home runs. First 2 batters up and in the 9th inning off Britton. Denard Span will take the pitch down low, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Span 2 for 6 off Zach. Amazing comeback. And Seager, the ever dangerous, gets the big blow here in the 9th inning. Pitch will be taken down low. Now Britton's got to work here. There's nobody out. Keep these guys from scoring another one. A 2-ball 1-strike count. A lot of scouts on hand watching Zach pitch, especially the pitchers from the scouts from Cleveland. They're really interested. They're interested in Britton. They're interested in Brad Brock. They're interested in O'Day. But the value of these guys, O'Day's hurt. Brad Brock, okay, but not where it was last year.
Right.
And Britton's got to prove himself again as far as the trading chip's concerned. And the count goes to 3-2. And more importantly here, he's got to get Seattle out of here so the Orioles can try and win this on the 9th.
Yeah, you got to take care of task at hand. And right now it's about shutting the Mariners down and hoping the Oriole offense stays hot.
And a swing and a miss. So Span is out of there, 1 away in the 9th inning.
Now good pitch. Good velocity, 95 miles an hour. Britton trying to work that velocity back. Not going to get as much movement without that heavy speed or heavy miles per hour. Now that one of his better fastballs since coming back off the DL.
So 1 down, top of the 9th. Healy and then Gamble due up. Healy's delivered a long ball, his 15th. That came in the 2nd inning. So a couple of home runs in the ball game by Seattle. And the Orioles, of course, have 2 RBI homer first inning by Danny Valencia, and then the 3-run homer by Chris Davis that gave the Orioles the lead. 0-1 the count. And taken away, each team now 7 runs and 12 hits. And there is 1 unearned run on the board for the Orioles. LeBlanc gave up 4 runs, only 3 of them were earned. Error in the 3rd inning on Span allowed a 2nd run to score in that inning on a throw from the outfield. 1-1 to 3rd, right at Beckham.
Well, really the only time Britton's going to get hit is if his pitches stay up around the belt, just giving hitters too much of a chance. They're an elevated pitch, unfortunately hit right at Beckham. This would be a nice view. He gets on top and then sinks back down to Tim.
So Ben Gamble with 2 down. Base hit, 1 for 3, an intentional walk. Breaking ball is going to miss. Well, Seattle answered. Haniger got that leadoff single, and Seager followed it up with a home run. So they have come back. That ball in the air to right center field. Colby Rasmus over, and he'll make the catch. Gamble is retired. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the 9th. 9-1-2 for the O's. That is only the second home run ever hit by a left-hander in his career against Zach Britton. Matt Joyce, Tampa Bay had the other one. That covers 4 years and 258 at-bats.
Yeah, well, Zach Britton's nasty. Short armor with a power sinker. And man, oh man, a little bit of his just the Mariner magic, you know, and Zach, of course, falling behind, and a little bell tie pitch on the inner third. Seager staying hot. Vincent now into the ball game. 3 wins out of the pen. 28th appearance with a 4.63. You see 23 punch outs in his 23 and a third innings of work. Opponent sitting 268. Vincent on the year. Now lefty's down at 229. The righties getting him pretty good. A little fastball in low 90s. I mean, nothing overpowering. Gets some movement with his cutter. Really his best pitch. The cutter, along with a little two-seam fastball.
31-year-old right-hander worked last year, faces Caleb Joseph. Vincent went 3-3 last year, 69 appearances, all in setup situations. Ground ball handled on a hop. Gordon the throw. Caleb retired on a pitch here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, looked like it was headed over there in the hole. Caleb staying on the cutter away, but D. Gordon, nice first step and good closing speed. Corral that one.
Givens up in the bullpen for the Orioles. Vincent gets the first out. Now Peterson, who's batting in the leadoff spot for Mancini, will get a chance. Like Showalter put him in as a defensive replacement with the game being tied up. He'll come to the plate. Seager guarding the line and in at third. That one, though, is fouled off down the right field side.
Well, Peterson's been swinging the bat pretty well. And of course, you'd like to get that speed on the base paths.
Here's your defensive alignment for an infield that has been outstanding here in this series against the Orioles. 0-1. Peterson will take the pitch inside for a ball. So Jay's trying to get on. He's got speed. Zach open to be picked up now by the offense. Peterson 242 in June. Couple of home runs. The other way foul. 1-2.
You see how Vincent works. It's kind of crisscrossing everything with that cutter and two-seamer. Pick your poison here. Hope he makes a mistake in the middle of the plate.
One and two. Peterson will take it up high. 2 runs scored here in the 9th inning to tie it up by Seattle. They've had good 8th innings this year. Coming into the ball game, they'd outscored opponents 39-31 in the 8th inning. But the 9th, they had been outscored 30-18. So they had done most of their damage in the 7th and 6th, 7th, and 8th innings in their comeback wins. Not so much in the 9th, but that's what they did in this one, at least to get the game tied. Broken back ground ball to second base. D. Gordon makes the play. And there are 2 away in the 9th.
Well, one mistake, one swing, and Orioles' hottest hitters coming up.
So Adam Jones, his base hit, 3rd inning, scored on the RBI picked up by Trumbo. Valencia 2 RBI homer. Chris Davis 3 RBI shot. Those are the runs for the Orioles. 1 unearned run down the line and foul. Mariners retired 1-2-3 a couple of times in the ball game. Orioles were set down in order in the 5th inning, 5th and 6th. And now Vincent trying to set him down 1-2-3 here in the 9th inning. Scott Service and his ball club, this is like what new?
All right. Well, when you do it, you kind of expect it as a team.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we talked about the Orioles back in 2012. They just kept fighting till the end. They kind of expected to get the big hit. They were always positive.
Another souvenir.
And Vincent saying if he's going to get beat, you're going to have to go out there and beat me. Working that outside corner with the cutter.
$15,502 the attendance on Pride Night. That'll be outside on a slider. One ball, 2 strike count. Got another one to play tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. 2:30 goes extra. 3 o'clock for the ball game. May be playable. It's over near the tarp. Called off Gordon, and he's got it. He had the better angle on it. Orioles are retired 1-2-3. Folks, it's free baseball time here on Massey. Seattle hasn't lost one. 6-0 in extra innings. Orioles are 4-4.
Michael Givens now into the ball game. Going to put up another 0. 3.92 earned run average. 49 punch-outs for Given in his 41 1/3 innings of work. A strikeout pitcher since entering this Oriole bullpen. 256 opponent average on the year.
And he goes to work and gets the swinging strike from Mike Zunino. Orioles had strategy backfire. Zunino came up with a 2 RBI single in the 5th inning. They walked Ben Gamel ahead of him to load the bases with 2 down, and Zunino, who at the time was 0 for 12, picked up a base hit to get out of the 0 for and drive in 2 in that 5th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Now Bradford, we've not seen him in this series yet up in the bullpen. That'll be fouled right straight back. Chasen Bradford will get ready. So Wright worked 2 1/3, 1 hit. Brad Brock an inning, a hit. Zach Britton a blown save, an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, and a strikeout. And now Givens, that's the bullpen for the Orioles. Starter Alex Cobb, 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 2/3. Hits him in a hurry upstairs.
Good luck getting on top of that. Michael Givens climbing the ladder, 96. Up at the top of the strike zone. My goodness. Bringing some noise here. Zunino with the swing through.
It'll be Heredia in the 9 spot and D. Gordon leadoff man. Due up here in the 10th inning. Heredia to third. Beckham, who is in, has to go up to get it and gets it over there in time for the out.
Nice play. Nice play by Beckham. That was one you say, oh my goodness, that gets over his head. That's going to be some serious trouble. Beckham with the nice read. See him adjust his feet right here. He was about ready to retreat, go back and get it. Realizes the height. Will come down, set his feet, and make the accurate throw.
So 2 quick outs here and a fine play made by Beckham.
Yes, it was.
Showing a good arm along with the glove. D. Gordon leadoff batter, base hit. 1 for 5. 4 hits, 14 at bats in the series with a couple of RBIs. Bullpen for Seattle, it was Colomé who gave up the 3 runs, 4 hits in an inning on the home run picked up by Davis. Casio worked an inning, had a hit and a strikeout. Pasio worked just a 1/3 of an inning to get 1 out. Did so. Now Vincent's on. One ball, 1 strike count. Broken bat. Scope. Good inning. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of the 10th inning. Machado will lead it off for the Orioles. 10th inning in a 7-7 ball game, and they'll try and do it against Chasen Bradford, right-hander coming out of the pen.
And let's take a look at Bradford here. 2.90 earned run average, got 4 wins out of the Mariners bullpen. 26 punch-outs in 31 innings of work. Take a look at the rest of the numbers here. Well, this inning just 233 off Bradford. Pretty good fastball, a little two-seamer. Nothing overpowering by any means. Low 90s with the heater, but he gets a nice little tail action. A good slider to go along with it.
He started at AAA this year. Got called up when Ryan Healy was injured to add to their bullpen depth. His last outing, he had an inning shutout ball against the Red Sox 3 days ago. Gave up 1 hit, had a couple of strikeouts against Boston. So Manny Machado will lead it off for the Orioles here in the 10th inning. Colby Rasmus will be the on-deck batter, hitting in Valencia's spot. And then Trumbo, if we go that far. And the pitch will be on the outside corner for a strike. Vincent worked an inning and zeros across out of the bullpen for Seattle. Breeze very gentle now, blowing out left center field. 0-1 on Manny. That one a little further outside. 2 hit ball game and 2 runs scored. Couple of singles, 2 for 4 for Manny in the game, so he's 4 for 11 in this series.
Yeah, most of the pitchers really targeting away all the hitters.
That'll go to right. Ben Gamble. Bradford has never faced the Orioles before, so these hitters will get a first look at the bullpen specialist. 1 down. Colby Rasmus, this is his first at bat. Danny Valencia had a big 2 for 4, including a 2-run homer back in the first inning. .28-year-old Chasen Bradford delivers to him, and Rasmus puts it up in the air to left. Span. Well, Givens made quick work of Seattle in the 10th, and Bradford's threatening to do the same here in the bottom half. A couple of fly ball outs. Bradford was with New York last year with the Mets, went 2-0 in 28 games, 33 innings worked, and an ERA of 3.74. He was claimed off waivers from the New York Mets by Seattle in January. Well, Mark Trumbo can put a game away. Slider down and away.
Boy, that's a good pitch. Great swing by Trumbo, but my goodness, tough to do much with that. Power slider. How about that location? That's right where you want to put it.
Set an RBI base hit. 1 for 4. Lined out to Segura. Hard last time up. 0-1. Tries to go there again. That'll miss away. Those may need that extra length in the bullpen that has happened because of injuries. Donnie Hart coming up's out there. Jacobona is supposed to start tomorrow.
Yeah. Now you don't know.
Yeah. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be a strike in the outside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strike count. Bradford comes on, throwing some strikes.
Quality strikes, really. Not making any mistakes. Everything on that outside corner.
1-2. And one a little further outside with that one. 2 ball, 2 strike count from Bradford. Orioles do not have a warm-up action, so if we go any further, Givens will be coming out to pitch some more for the Orioles, which he has done before. Out of the bullpen, 2 or 3 innings he can give you when he's on his normal rest. 2-2 on the way to Trumbo.
Good swing. Good two-strike swing. Really letting the ball travel, backing it up. Another painted pitch from Bradford. Trumbo just hoping for a mistake. Something on the white.
Bradford, the 2-2 delivery again. Trumbo ground ball. Bradford's got a cover. Healy, the flip, and the out. So both sides go down 1-2-3 in the 10th inning. 2-3-4 coming up for Seattle against Gibbons. Bullpen can get the job done as Michael Givens had a quick 10th inning. He will face the tough part of the order right here, though. Segura, Haniger, Seager will be coming up. Segura scored 2 runs in the game. He's had a double, a walk. Scored both times he got on. A couple of ground ball outs and a fly ball out to go with it. And Givens starts him out with a pitch away for a ball. Fans hanging in. Yes, that's us.
Yep. Give us about 10 years.
That'll be us.
We'll be there.
That's right. 1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be foul back. Told you Seattle's gone 6-0 in extra inning games. They beat the Angels in 11 9-8. They beat Texas in 11 9-8. They beat Detroit in 11 3-2. They beat Oakland in 10 3-2. And they beat Minnesota 12 4-3. The last outing, extra inning, Tampa Bay, they won 4-3. And that was in the 13th inning.
Oh, he's got their work cut out for him, huh?
Didn't feel good on that swing, hanging onto his back. Segura.
Much diving around, right?
Yeah.
He jumped out of the way. A little jackknife piece right here. Michael Givens bending him back, and when he jumped back, he started reaching that low back. Well, he's got the training staff and Scott Service out there checking him out.
Segura trying to do a little stretching here to get that back moving again. He hasn't missed any time officially, at least, with any bad back. He had an infection in his forearm that took him out for 4 games before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there was a lot of talk that he might not even play in this series, but boy, the infection didn't hold him back.
Nope. So he'll stand in. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Wow, in the air to center field. Adam Jones going back at the wall, right off the base of it. Segura running back, didn't bother him on that one. And he goes into second base with a double and almost gave Seattle the lead.
Jeez. Picking up his second double of the night and almost sticking it out in the O's bullpen. Wow, Segura, pretty good two-strike swing right there after kind of maybe a deke with the back. And Michael Givens trying to paint that outside corner, but it stays in the middle. Segura staying short. Boy, has he been driving it. Kicking it off the wall. Nice position right there by Adam Jones, playing it perfectly off the wall. But Segura once again, tight turn and good speed.
So now here's Haniger. He's already had a 3-hit ball game, 3 singles and a run scored. He is 3 for 5. Seattle's gone 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position in the ball game. Their closer Edwin Diaz up in the bullpen. Seager's waiting on deck. Lead off double. Off speed breaking ball, strike taken on the outside corner. So Segura, a couple of doubles picked up in the ball game, his 34th multi-hit game. He leads the major leagues now in multi-hit games, and he is on at second base. Taken, tough pitches. Givens keeps it down low on Haniger. So game on the line here. 13 hits on the board for Seattle, 12 for the Orioles. Big cut. Trying to drive one, and he got it up high enough, couldn't get it.
Yeah, a couple high fastballs from Givens in this outing, and both times some swing throughs. Haniger trying to do some damage, but a little extra life up there at the top of the zone.
He's facing Givens for the first time in his career. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. In the air, it's a little bloop. Jones coming. He'll make the catch. Gets it into second to hold the runner, and Haniger is retired. So there's one, and that's going to be it for Michael Givens. Buck Showalter on his way out. We'll get Givens out. Runner on at second. 1 down. And the left-hander, Seager, will be coming to the plate.
Games now for the Orioles. Just got recalled. 405 earned run average. Of course, Donnie Hart tough on the lefties, slinging it from the side. A little 3/4 sidearm arm slot. He's been getting hit around a little bit here at the major league level. 355. The righties way up to 545, but pretty good job against the lefties. Problem Seager, he's been ripping lefties, and of course we just saw him tie this ball game up against Britain. So Donnie Hart's got to be careful here.
Seager will come on hitting .259 against left-handers and .207 against right-handers, and became only the second left-hander in Britain's career to hit a home run off him. And that was in the 9th inning that tied the ball game up. He's also had a double and robbed of another double in right field by Danny Valencia in the 7th inning. Runner at second, only one away. Shift on, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. Seager in the last 2 games has gone 4 for 9 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs in these games against the Orioles. Infield in on the left side. Beckham's the only one over there, so he's about even with a bag. Moved over to shortstop. Seager down there. Fair ball. No. Just foul. Oh, jeez. Missed by the corner of the bag.
Boy, that ball got all over him, and he just staying inside the baseball and almost snuck one down that left field line. He's called by that third base umpire in a great position right in front of it.
Eric Cooper right on it and had it right. Donnie Hart has had a 1-0 record in just 1 game lifetime against Seattle. 0-2 count. So most of these hitters have not faced him, including Seager. 0-2. Segura off second base. Swings and chops it. It'll spin foul.
He's trying to let that ball get right on him right now, just to force himself to stay in there. I mean, it's so tough to pick up the baseball, basically coming from behind the lefties. So we've seen a couple swings now where he's really taking it right out of Caleb Joseph's glove.
Oh, 0-2 remains. Givens out of there. Good job. Inning and a third for Givens. Didn't give up. He gave up the 1 hit. Runner on at second. 0-2. Seager again. This time fights it off. You can see why he hits left-handers. He stays in.
Boy, doesn't he? Let's look at his home run. Zach Britton trying to stick that fastball away. It stays on that inner third, and he's somehow able to get underneath it. Just seconds before I was saying it's so hard to get underneath the Britton sinker, and Seager found a way.
He's got an 0-2 count on him still. Seager is their cleanup batter. 0-2. Big lead at second. Seager laces it, base hit right field. Will they send him home? Nope. Throw will come all the way through. Good throw by Colby Rasmus, who was in a little bit anyway to make sure with a runner at second that ball didn't go by him, and he was able to get it in time to hold the runner.
Well, impressive AB for sure. Seager finding a way, staying in there. A hard hit ball, and yeah, that ball was in Rasmus's glove, and he was already making his crow hop. A smart hold right there.
Scott Brocious had the stop sign up, third base coach, before he ever got there. There's Scott on the left. So now with only 1 away, the double play ball or a strikeout in order. And here's Denard Span. RBI base hit, walked and scored, had another single. Has struck out, flied out. Span 283 off left-handers, 40 points higher than off righties. Span puts one high in the air. Will get a run in. Adam Jones is going to line up to throw, but Segura's got that great speed. A sacrifice fly for Span and an 8-7 Seattle lead.
Boy, the lefty's really staying in there and knowing what's coming off Donnie Hart, and boy, did Span stay back on that slider. In the big part of the field. And take a look right here. The ball actually coming from behind him and keeping that front side closed plenty deep enough to score Segura.
So Seattle back on top again on the sac fly.
You see there's the sacrifice fly line, and you get it past the green line, and oh yeah, it's go all the way.
Now a runner at first base with 2 down, and Healy up Healy's delivered a long ball, his 15th game in the second inning. He's also had a sac fly. 2 RBIs for him. 2 RBIs for Seager. Span has picked up a couple of RBIs. Floater will catch the outside corner for a strike. Run will be charged to Givens. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Down to third. Beckham's got to back up. Makes the play over to Davis, and that will retire the side. But a run in on 2 hits with 1 left on. Diaz, the closer, will be on. It would be their 23rd of the year if they can get it, and would tie the Yankees for the lead in the American League in comeback wins. Boy, they've had production from the middle. Seager, Haniger, Segura, all contributing in this one, and now they've got their closer to try and wrap it up.
He's had a lot of success this season. 29 saves, 263 earned run average. How about the 66 punch-outs in 41 innings of work? And the saves and the punch-outs leading the American League. Opponents hitting just 169. Diaz with the big live fastball, 95 to 100 with the cheese. It's got a pretty darn good slider to go along with it.
29 out of 32, leads the majors in saves. He's gone 2 for 2 in these first 2 games against the Orioles. Jonathan Scope leads it off and will take a pitch for a strike. Diaz lifetime 3 for 3 in saves against the Orioles. For the moment, Bradford is the pitcher of record to pick up a win. He's already 4-0.
He is the Hawk.
He is. And Givens right now is on the line for a loss, but hang on. Jonathan Scope is on, lead off base hit. Orioles not done yet. Single in the 11th.
Boy, a slider that didn't slide, just backed up, stayed in the middle of the plate. Jonathan Scope beating on it through that 5-6 hole. Can he do it again? Why not?
And Chris Davis, he gave the Orioles in the 8th inning a lead by 2. 3-run homers, 6th of the year. Diaz on a quick one, foul back.
Take a look at his home run, 3-1 count. A little slider that stayed in there, and Davis gets the barrel on it. A monster shot. And then it's home out on Utah Street.
That is the 96th home run on Utah Street, only the 3rd of this year. 41 of those have been hit by the Orioles, and Davis has 11 Utah Street home runs. Strike taken from Diaz on the outside corner. a massive amount of offense. In a ball game where that started early with Valencia's homer in the first, and Davis will head back.
And some tough pitches for some paint for the second strike, and then he was coming with the high cheese, 97 miles an hour, and gets underneath it, so almost looks like it's rising up and out of the zone.
So one down. Tim Beckham. Bunt base hit, another single. 2 for 4 in the ball game. We'll get ahead on the count on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 8-14-1 for Seattle, 7-13-0 for the Orioles. Scope back to the bag. Mariners 4 for 10 tonight. Runners in scoring position. They have left 10. Orioles have gone 2 for 8, and they have left 4. 1-0 delivery. Silo shot right straight back.
Beckham a beautiful swing in last night's ball game, a double off that right center field wall. And of course, Tim Beckham, when he starts gearing it up that way and showing that pop, means he's getting on to baseball. It's the memorable month when he first came over to the Orioles last year. And the Orioles would love for him to get on fire.
Wilkerson has come out on deck. Ground ball slowly to the hole. Going to go to second for 1. Get the big out. Lead runner retired. Good play made again. Seager gets it to Gordon for the out.
Oh, good pitch, kind of forcing Beckham to go down and get it. You see Seager hugging that line, but anticipating glove side, so gets a pretty good first move. Able to corral that one and get that lead out at second base.
So Wilkerson just added again to the roster. Well, pinch hit for Caleb Joseph. In a key situation, 11th inning, 2 down. Orioles down by a run. And he will take the pitch. Down low for a ball, gets the left-hander up against Diaz. Runner off first. 98 with mustard on it.
Yeah, I'll say. This is that loose arm, man, slinging it up there. A little leg kick. And just unleashing it.
Wilkerson fouls it back. Wilkerson with a 1 for 5, picking up an RBI in his first major league hit. Only 5 at bats this year. This is his first appearance here at Camden Yards. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Beckham the runner at first, and that is right there. Strike called, and that's the ball game. Seattle has done it again. Seattle comes away with a win. They get it 8-7. They are now 7-0 in extra innings. The Orioles go to 4-5. Bradford is 5-0 out of the bullpen, and Givens is 0-5 out of the bullpen, taking the loss here in this one. So a highly offensive game ends on this. And I believe that was a called strike. So 3 in a row won by Seattle. They'll wrap it up. 4-game set ends tomorrow. Jimmy Akabonis, Major League start number 1 against Mike Leake. Our coverage on MASN begins at 2:30 with those extra presented by Southwest. Game coverage will be at 3. This has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick coming up next, and a look at the extra inning ball game. For Mike Bordick and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for being with us, everybody. It's an 8-7 win for the Mariners. See you tomorrow. Adieu.